they want to run it back.
Well, I just want to welcome everybody that's joining us on the live stream. If you're just tuning in, we're kind of talking about the way they do the qualifying here today. But you are just joining us, and this is the King of OSW 2022. And Steve-O, you've been doing these for since the beginning, I believe, right?
Yeah, since the original King of OSW, and it's really great to have Tim Murphy right here sitting next to me join us. This is a really fun event. Again, this is a competition that is for bragging rights and a little bit of cash. $500 in ones, an Enjuku gift card, and a Grip Royal steering wheel. So a lot of great prizes, and also that the attention that King of OSW brings.
Yeah.
You can throw it on your Instagram page. You can throw it up on sponsor proposals.
Nice.
It does kind of mean something because there are some really good drivers out here, and if you can beat a few good drivers, I think sponsors might look at that.
Yeah. Do they actually get a physical crown?
Maybe.
Oh,
I think maybe we have one from Party City left over on sale from Halloween.
If we can get somebody to run a Burger King real quick, do they still give out crowns at Burger King?
I hope so.
I know. That's like they can't ever stop that. Maybe we can get one of the spectators here to go run get us a crown real quick just in case. That'd be nice.
Yeah. Almost the same thing.
Yes. But yes, we are here at the King.
Hey.
Oh, there we go. My name's Tim Murphy, and then here's my buddy Steve-O. We've known
Hey.
each other for quite a while, and it's good to get together at events like this. I wish it was more often, but unfortunately we don't live too close to each other. But we definitely enjoy working together. We've worked together in the past. So thank you for joining us once again. Please like, subscribe, as well as make sure you check out OSW Drift's page as well. And Steve, do you have a page?
Nope.
Nope.
Unless you want cats and architecture, don't follow me.
What's wrong with cats and architecture? That's pretty cool.
And bikes.
And bikes. What kind of bike? Bicycles?
Bicycles.
Bicycle.
Yes.
Bicycle.
Those
Okay,
types of bikes.
Nice.
The fun bikes.
Those are real dangerous. I have a lot of friends that broke collarbones and stuff like that on it.
Yeah, I try not to do that. Yeah. The cars are a little bit, more, hard. So try not to hit those or fall off the bike. It doesn't matter. But glad to be out here announcing Drift along with Tim Murphy. This is the King of OSW here at Orlando Speed World. This is the skid pad, so if you're used to seeing this on the oval, that's behind us. That's where FD runs. That's where US Drift Circuit ran. That's behind us. This is a much smaller, much more intimate, much more fun.
Ooh, intimate, nice.
If you want to, use that word, it's a really fun skid pad that we put in a number of years ago for Formula Drift. They needed more pit space, and then what we got in return was an awesome place to throw around some 350Zs. It's a low-powered track. This is the first time that we've ran this track, this layout on the skid pad. And it's going to be super fun. Nice wide sweepers so that the lead driver can get nice up and close to the chase driver can get nice up and close with the lead driver, and then just navigate the course with little stops and goes. There's some fast, there's some slow, but for the most part, this is going to be a great tandem class.
Yeah, from what I understand, I don't believe there are any inside clips this run. I think everything is basically outer zones is what the judges are going to be looking for. And who are our judges again?
Our judges, one of them actually just coming up to us and just
look
gave
at that.
us.
Hold on. Can I touch it?
Yeah,
this one.
Yeah. Does it smell like it's been somewhere it shouldn't have been?
Wait, hold on a second. Wait. I just want to check. Yep. That's
Hold on.
That's 250. I just counted it.
I'll call you real quick.
Are you gonna? Oh.
Hello?
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 I hear you, Money. Money, is that you?
Yeah, this is me.
Woo, make it rain, baby. Make it rain. We got $500 in ones. Where are they going to go with all this? Probably not Winn-Dixie.
Probably not Winn-Dixie. I would hate to be the cashier that would have to take this, but I know some places that would gladly take this money. We also have a Grip Royal steering wheel.
Shout out to Scott with Grip Royal.
Yeah.
Yeah, he hooked me up with the sick Drift Session steering wheel. Love it.
Yeah, A+ over there at Grip Royal. All I've seen is excellent products at pretty reasonable prices, so definitely check them out. Also check out Enjuku Racing. They're providing a $250 gift certificate to the King of OSW. And again, the King of OSW gets all of this. It's a winner-take-all.
Right.
There's no first, second place, I almost won. No, it is winner-takes-all here at King of OSW. And I think the most important thing is the bragging rights.
And I think that's what has made OSW what it is that Tommy, I know his focus is on the drivers first, right?
Yeah.
Giving them a spot where they can come and they can dial in their car for those other competitions, come out here, throw some laps in, get some last-minute practice, some last-minute tuning, but also provide an area where they do a lot of schools and academies out here to be able to come out here and have world-class instructions. If you're thinking about drifting, obviously probably everybody's going to tell you buy a 350Z, right?
Easy.
But come out here and take their clinics. I mean, they have all girl clinics, right?
Yep.
They have the girls coming out
Kelsey
here.
comes out. Yep.
Right. So it's phenomenal what Tommy and his crew have been able to just provide for the drift community. And it shows because look at the pits.
Yeah.
It's insane. I mean, you can't get another spot in there.
Yeah, and that's the best part about it is that OSW realizes that to have the health of the drifting community like it is here in Orlando is to bring up new people. And when I mean new people, you don't even need to know how to drive a 5-speed, and you can come out here and try to learn how to drift. And that's the most important part of, oh no, our lights just went out again.
Well, it is Black Friday.
Yeah, so either way, you know, they recognize that to have a healthy community, you need to bring people up, and that they have always believed in, and you know, being you know, positive on new drivers, the drivers that exist, getting them better,
right.
Making sure that we have some of our FD drivers come in and teaching them and bringing them up too. So we all rise up.
Yeah, it's a win-win situation. It grows the scene. It grows the spectator fan base, and like you said, we keep it off the streets. I mean, we know a lot of guys out there are out there in warehouses and warehouse drifting, and we understand it's something that's always going to happen. But this is where you really sharpen your skills, where you have clipping points, you have a layout, and you have to come out here and navigate through a course. That's where you're really going to grow. And then you got all the drivers. Like you said, you have FD Pro drivers that are local that come here on a regular basis. So you have a wealth of knowledge to come out here and not just learn how to drive, but also if you're deciding to go pro and make that step, just a wealth of knowledge to be able to move forward.
Yeah, absolutely. If you think that you're cool doing burnouts or donuts in an intersection, come out here. Come out here. Seriously, try it.
We had that discussion.
And it's nothing wrong. Like, you know, we all get our fix somehow. Like, a lot of us started street drifting too, and we came out here and realized that the track is so much cooler.
Yeah.
So I encourage you to come out, try it out. It's and
let there be light.
Yes. I see that you're already warming up with
I'm trying to warm up. It's the King of OSW. We have to get into the character.
Okay, so are we yeah, that was pretty good. That was pretty good.
I'm trying to work on it.
Is it Scottish or I think it's Scottish.
It's a little mix. It's like I'm a mutt from the European region.
Okay. I believe it. I'm
not really sure.
I bet I can do a better accent.
I'd like to see you try.
No, I can hardly speak myself in my own voice.
You got a lovely voice. It's one of my favorite things about you.
Thanks, Tom.
Yeah.
So
I make you blushing a little bit.
Just be careful with that.
Oh, you don't want to be careful with this.
What is that?
It's cardboard, and if you go against your grain like that, you could cut yourself.
Is that
dangerous?
All of that was about?
Yes.
Okay.
You never know. Good looking out. Thank you, sir. For those of you guys that are joining us, once again, if you're just joining us on the live stream, we are about to start the King of OSW 2022. And it's just going to be a good night. The way they did qualifying was fun, and we have some great judges. We have great spectators. We have great drivers. It's been a phenomenal night so far. The weather couldn't be more perfect. And we're going to do a parade lap soon. Oh, there we got the Sky Cam right there, the OSW Sky Cam. You can get a good view on the live stream. If you guys are here watching live and you want to see some more camera angles, you want to see the drone footage, by all means go on to our YouTube page, Drift Sessions, and give us a follow, give us a subscribe, and you'll be able to see all the different cameras. It doesn't cost you anything, it's free. So hop on the phone there. You get the drone footage is one of the more fun things to watch, especially when they're tandeming and they're getting nice and tight. You really get a real feel for where how close these guys are battling it out.
Big game changer for drifting is being able to see from above the drift battle. I think it's an excellent addition to the sport. And, you know, some of the guys that first came out here were just kind of flying around just for fun, and then now it's made its way into the live stream. And that is such a valuable asset. We saw that with USDC in the Pro-Am.
Yeah.
We're seeing it in Formula Drift. We're being able to analyze these runs a lot more clear because we have the perspective of the aerial added into the feed. So I'm super glad to see that our live drones pilots.
Pilots. Well, yeah, who are our drones? We got to shout them out for helping us out here. We'll have to get that name for them so that way you guys can love on them, support them as well. You know, I have a question, though. I want to ask Tommy, why is there so much lipstick on all these ones? They smell like perfume.
Yeah, I think there's a faint baby powder smell to them, too.
Yeah, what's that in the middle? Oh, I don't know. Anyways, I'm sure he got it from the bank.
Yep. Definitely. Definitely just the bank.
I hear some engines in the background. Looks like you can see in the sky cam over there towards the top. It looks like we do have 2 cars lined up, but we do need to get all the cars lined up. And, Steve, I'm going to let you announce because you know most of these drivers. This is your home turf here. So I'll let you take it away once they go out because you'll probably be able to identify the cars easier than I will.
Definitely, definitely. We have a great field for you guys tonight. We have a ton of talented drivers from all ranges of classes and skill levels here in Orlando, but not just in Orlando, but also coming from Miami, Jacksonville, Puerto Rico, Brazil. We have almost an international crowd coming out, and it's going to be really fun to watch these drivers come out because it's also going to be a mix of skill levels too. So you might have someone, an up-and-comer, an underdog going up against, someone who could probably be an FD.
Right. And we've seen it before in events such as the clutch kickers where you have a lower horsepower cars, higher horsepower cars, but that doesn't secure the victory. The car, there's more to drifting than just the vehicle. Of course, the vehicle does help, but we've seen it time and time again, that David versus Goliath scenario where David takes out the Goliath and moves on and advances. Been, you see it the other way too, where cars are just so gripped up so fast that the low horsepower car just can't keep up. But it doesn't matter because these drivers wouldn't have it any other way. Right?
Yeah.
They're going to push their skills to the limit. They're going to drive against – they all want to drive against better drivers in order to push themselves to the limit. Iron sharpens iron, and these drivers are here to progress their career and progress their driving.
Yeah, no one's going to hold back here. It's going to be a really close fight. Every single battle. This course is an equalizer. It is maybe second and third gear at most.
Yeah, depending on the power.
Yep, and since it's a tighter course, we'll be seeing closer battles as well. So that's going to be more entertainment, more fun, possibly even more collisions, more drama. So tons of good stuff coming your way here in just a few minutes. screen.
You know what's interesting also? Like we talk about how fun this event is how do you sign up for the event?
Oh,
right?
yeah.
You're right. It's like
You have to find Tommy at a random time in the stands and just around the pits.
Right, and you just hear, "Come find me," right? And then the alert goes off, and people are scrambling around the track, trying to get in line, trying to secure their spot in the top 32 competition. Come find they have to draw for their first battle as well. So it's just way to start off the event. Just a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's no online sign-up. There's no pre-registering, or at least for the
competition.
King of OSW, yes.
Correct.
And you just have to find Tommy and be the first 30 or so people to sign up. We actually did have a couple alternates that did get slotted into the competition. A couple people had to bow out, either that they're in the wrong class or that they just their car broke.
Yeah, we lost a
like
cameraman. We had a cameraman, Gavin Jordan.
I thought that was kind of funny. Is Gabriel Jordan was one of the alternates and was going to do the camera for this event, and then we needed him actually to drive instead. So I do appreciate the wide range of skills. You know, can go from camera to driving to whatever.
Very versatile.
Yes. So he's actually going to be in our second tandem pair. So this is going to be in order. We'll have a bracket up on the screen, and then more or less we'll be able to go battle 1, battle 2, battle 3, all the way down the left side of the bracket, hop over to the right side of the bracket, battle 9 through 16, and then we'll work our way down into a top 16, 8, 4, and then final. Just like any other like NCAA bracket, works the exact same way. It is single knockout. Once you drive and prove yourself, you're either moving on or you're going back to the pits.
Right. But we're going to be here tomorrow, too, so the drivers don't have to call it a weekend. They're going to get to come back out tomorrow and throw down some more fun tandems and just have a good time, hopefully waste the rest of their tires.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, plenty of tires have already been demolished here on the course. There's plenty of tire dust, and I know I'm going to go home with a face filled with tire as well.
Absolutely. I mean, we're right in the spot where we're going to get covered in tire shreds, which is one of my favorite smells, but I know I'm going to be picking out black boogers probably for the rest of the week. But that's fine.
One thing that I do appreciate is that we're wearing over-ear headphones, which means that I don't have to dig out black earwax because that's the most annoying one. So do be aware of the tire dust.
Yeah, and I also want to shout out Vic with SoundForge for providing the sound for today, the music and everything for today, and also SeajayeFPV out here. He's going to be flying the drone, giving us that tandem footage right there as the cars make their way on the track.
And it's not a static drone. It's a drone that follows and chases the drift cars, right? That's so cool.
Chase drone is awesome.
Chase drone.
It's so exciting.
Can't wait. There's plenty of how many cameras do we have?
We have 4 total.
That's pretty good.
And 5, I guess, if you include ours.
Yeah,
but
that's just a GoPro.
Yeah, so we have one on the start line, which you're looking at right now. We have a Skycam drone that you'll see throughout the event. We have another camera right next to us that's going to be filming the action throughout the course. Then we have another camera that's going to be at the finish line, so we'll be able to see who won and who lost. And then we also have the chase drone as well.
Nice.
So hopefully be able to cover all the track as best to our abilities as we can, and just be able to capture all that action. And what's great is that the drivers can go back to our YouTube channel later on tomorrow, throughout the weekend, or throughout the week, and they can watch their footage, see their runs. And it's always fun to be able to watch yourself compete, so that way you can analyze your runs and just improve from that. I think one of the biggest problems I have is when I go to a drift event, I always forget to put the cameras on the car. I'm just so excited because I don't get to drive that often. I'm so excited to drive that I forget to put the cameras on. And when I do, I can never figure it out because I'm just not good with technology.
Yeah, you're just kind of like in the zone, just driving around. But when you have something to look back at, just like how sports athletes look back at game film, it's good to look back at drifting film. Plus, it's cool. It's cool to see your hard work being on display on on video or YouTube or whatever. So I think we're just waiting for some of our last drivers to line up. We have our 3 judges, Tommy Roche, Brandon McDowell, Kevin Lawrence, all have experience are, Kevin Lawrence. He was in FD for a little while.
Yeah.
Brandon McDowell, also in FD. And
Both in Juku drivers?
Actually, all three are in Juku people.
There you go.
Yeah. It's a good thing that there's no other Njuku drivers on the grid. I think they might have some bias.
Maybe. No.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
Yeah, one thing we know about the judges is we have Pat Gooden here overseeing the judges and making sure he keeps them in line.
Yes.
Right?
The assistant to the regional judges.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. He's going to be able to just be there, just just in the same way that if you need to talk some things out. Again, this is a fun competition, so the judges do want to make sure that they give fair calls and be able to give accurate assessments of the runs.
Exactly.
But at the same time, this isn't FIA
right.
regulated.
Yeah, this isn't right. This is a fun day. We're out here to have fun. The judges are looking for, obviously, a course that has been laid out before the drivers. There's going to be outer zones. The idea is that they want the drivers to go through the course, put their car on the proper line. So they're going to be judging the line. They're going to be judging angle, judging style, and whatnot, whatever they're utilizing in order to determine a winner. The lead driver, and what's good about this is we've already got rid of the qualifying, right, by doing the number draw. But basically it's going to be lead and follow style chase. If you're not familiar with drifting, if you're just joining us on a live stream, you're going to have one driver is going to lead. His objective is to hit all the zones, nice fluidity throughout the track, nice angle, nice style, aggressive, not too slow, and just make his way throughout the course trying to put down what would be a 100-point qualifying run. And then that chase driver, his job is to just use that lead driver as a mobile clipping point and attack the track and try to put as much pressure and be as close to the door to door as he can with that lead driver. And whoever makes the most mistakes, unfortunately, is going to have to call it, just going to have to put their tail between their legs and just have to bow out of competition. The other driver will advance on. And there's different ways they can get zeros if they're going off course, 2 or more tires off course, right? Spinning out, straightening out. These are all things that can cause a zero for the driver. It's just we're trying to provide something, or I know OSW is trying to provide something that prepares these drivers for other competitions as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It's such a cool thing to see, these drivers kind of, play around with this course, this judge course that we've set up. All right, so we're going to move on to the parade lap. Seems like we have all the cars. Sorry for the delay. We had some power issues. We had some driver issues. Oh, no.
It's fine. We're good. We're good. We can still see and throughout the drone. So if you guys are watching on a live stream, well, yeah, I take that back.
Yeah, it just went out again.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of like a very slow strobe light, right? Very slow brake.
Yeah.
It's going to go faster and faster. We're waiting for the drop.
I believe it. Hey, and we're back.
Let there be light. I believe the driver's going to be coming out in the order of competition. So the first pair, that will be our first battle, I believe. Is that correct?
I believe so.
I hope so.
Yeah, I hope so too. I haven't had a chance to look all the way through grid, but we're going to pretty much name them off, kind of the car that they're driving, or at least from an observational standpoint, and then they'll line back up at the other side of the grid.
And we're going straight through top 32 competition. Once the competition starts, there are no 5-minute timeouts. There are no challenges. You got to go, go, go. Just keep battling and battling out and just make sure that your car and hopefully your crew can weather the storm and take home the crown of King of OSW. And here we go.
All right, we are bringing out the drivers. First up, we have Perry McCartney. He will be battling it out with Davey Peoples in this black and gold Mustang, BC Racing Mustang. Next up, we'll have Gabriel Jordan, basically a last-minute entry. He'll be seeing battle with Ryan Sovia. Then we'll have Luis Santiago up against Rob Lopez. After that, we'll have Andy Todd and Luis Lizardi. Luis Lizardi in that blue E46 BMW. Then Gali against Nicholas Sanchez. And then Khalid Aitani against Perner. Camel in the teal 350Z with the purple lights. You see, he'll be seeing battle with Steve Bergstrom. I believe Steve was in that black 350Z right next to him. Then William Rodriguez in the E46 will be seeing battle with Andrew Grindle in the red C6. Then on the other side of the bracket, we have Jay Roca against Ryan Acevedo. I don't actually see his car on the track. No, he's actually there in the back. Anyways, Burner will be seeing battle with our former King of OSW, Steven Tassinero. Kumis will be seeing battle with Christian Catrone. Then Cruz will be seeing battle with Parrish. Chris Rios will be seeing battle with Stephen Weeks. Then Jose Ortiz will be seeing battle with the Ginge, the former King of OSW. He's in that blue 350Z. I don't see him just yet out on track. Actually, he's there at the Manji. And then Dustin Patton and the Miata, or I think he's actually in the 350Z right now, will be seeing battle with Max Council, Alvarado, and Matias, rounding us off in the final 16th battle. So these are your drivers. We'll, of course, name them a little bit more, but definitely give them some applause and some praise as they come around and finish out this parade lap. This is a top 32 bracket. We have 32 drivers all ready to go.
Yes, and we are here at the 2022 King of OSW. Are you ready to do battle? Give it up for your drivers. They're going to battle it out. There's going to be blood. It's going to be just vicious attacks. Battle after battle. Who's going to win? Who's going to take home the crown today in 2022 King of OSW?
That was actually pretty good.
I'm working on it.
That was pretty good.
Oh, thank you.
Dang. Although, I will say, I did hear a little bit of, do you remember Austin Powers?
I'm all over the place.
No. Austin Powers, I think it was the last one with the fat guy, the fat bee.
I am kind of heavy.
No, I'm not saying that you are fat. I'm just saying
you called me a fat bee. You called me a fat bee.
No.
You just called me a fat bee.
You sound like the guy, the character.
My feelings are hurt.
In the movie that also happens to be called Fat Blake.
You called me a fat bee. I can't believe this. I thought we knew each other.
I'm just saying, man.
I still love you. I forgive you because I learned forgiveness last week. So I forgive you.
All right.
So my nickname is Fat B. Tim Murphy, a.k.a. Fat B. Oh, man.
That's a little harsh, man.
I know. I'm harsh on myself.
That.
I like to have fun. Hey, listen, if you can't laugh and you can't have a good time and you take everything seriously, it's just not worth the stress. There's enough things in life to be stressed about.
Yeah.
And that's not going to be one I'm going to stress about.
Yeah.
I love you.
Hey, appreciate it, man. Yeah.
So our first battle, who's going to be here? Is that Perry McCartney against Davy Peoples? Clan Peoples versus Clan McCartney.
McCartney is it's
I believe
Irish.
so.
Yeah.
My last name's Murphy.
Yeah, you're Irish, man.
Sort of. I'm a little bit of everything. I'm kind of like a mutt. Aren't we all?
Yeah. After so many generations. Yeah.
I think we're ready to go. Hear ye, let the battles begin. Oh, I see some fingers pointing. I see some drivers ready. And it looks like, here we go, locked and loaded. Both drivers making their way down the straight. You got that Davy Peoples in the chase position. Let's see if he can apply the pressure to Mr. Perry as both cars make the run track. Perry's going to try to get deep into those outer zones. They're making their way through that second outer zone. They're going to make their way past the back and the switch back there. Man, Davy Peoples got some ground to make up, and he's starting to close that gap as they make their way towards the end of the course here. Both drivers on throttle. Looks like a good run for a way to start the top 32. Whoa! Look at Perry getting deep into the wall. Davy Peoples right there giving up for our first battle of the King of OSW.
Such a good battle. Peoples is there for the most part, but I want to say Perry McCartney out there in the 350Z, he was killing it on his lead run. He was putting his car exactly where he needed. He took the wide line through both sweepers. Mm-hmm. I think the judges will have to, give him mad props on this lead run.
Yes, the props will be angry props. So we're moving on to our next battle, which will be, I know, Gabriel Jordan, which was he's our Drift Sessions wrangler. We use him quite often.
Yep.
He was going to be our cameraman, got sucked into competition. And who's he going against?
He's going against Ryan Sovia. After this run 2 of battle number 1, we'll be moving on to your all's former cameraman.
Yeah, we lost him today. But right now, we got Davey Peoples and Perry both at the line, both drivers changing positions. Davey Peoples going to be out front this time. Perry's going to be giving chase. And it looks like just waiting for the go-ahead from the judges to clear the track, make sure the track is the same, right? We want a consistent track every time the drivers go out there, so we want to make sure there's no surprises.
Yeah.
Especially from the lead car. You don't want any surprises because that's going to throw the chase car off as well. So shots out to the track driver. I love that little Njuku van.
I love it too. I've gotten to drive it so many times.
Don't forget him do it like an Indo. If he really slams on the brake, do the back wheels come up?
The engine is kind of towards the front, I believe.
So if he slams the brakes on hard enough, we can get that thing to pop the rear wheels up, right?
Maybe take off the rear hatch. Maybe.
Very interesting.
Things to try later.
Ooh. Is that turbo?
Without Ken knowing. So who are our sponsors?
So our sponsors are Njuku Racing, giving out $250 to the King. Grip Royals, giving a custom King of OSW steering wheel and $500 in ones as well as getting. But let's focus on the track right now. Davey Peoples out front. Perry giving chase. Perry trying to lose the bumper. Davey Peoples probably needs to get a little deeper, but look at Perry applying the pressure to Davey Peoples through that first outside zone. Both cars making their way through that back section there. You're going to see a nice little flick. Wow, Perry really applying that pressure. Definitely closer. More proximity from Perry in that chase position. Davey Peoples doing a great job in his lead run, though, providing that lead run so Cherry can get comfortable in that pocket. That's it, Cherry. I meant Perry. Both drivers making their way off the course. Shout out to Davey Peoples.
Awesome run by both drivers.
Yeah.
I will say Davey Peoples definitely went a lot more shallow through the the last turn, and being able to see that Mustang really kind of like reach its full potential. You know, I think there is still a little bit left on the table. So I'd really like to see what the judges have to say. Also.
Yeah, we're watching the replay right now. As you can see, this is Davey Peoples out front. And Perry doing a good job in the chase position. Davey Peoples definitely looks like he could have got a little deeper in that first outside zone. But both drivers doing a great job. Nice, solid run. But Perry just really applying that pressure. Could be because, as Steve-O mentioned, Davey just a little shallower throughout the course, allowing Perry to dive in for the attack.
All right, so we do have a winner of this battle. Perry McCartney in the white 350Z. Gets the win.
Perry McCartney is going to advance on. Unfortunately, Davey Peoples is going to have to call it the weekend. But valiant effort by both gladiators.
Yeah, I mean, I think it really just came down to that lead run. I think both really had good follow runs, and being able to keep the proximity on each other was pretty impressive. But I think it just has to go to the better lead. Yeah.
Well, there you go. You have it. We already have our first driver moving into the top 16. And our next battle, Gabriel Jordan is going to be going against, and I feel so bad because usually I have more time to learn the drivers, but you don't really know who's battling until they find Tommy, right? So it's not like you could prepare in advance.
That's right. Gabriel Jordan will be in the silver and gold 350Z. He will be actually leading first in his supercharged VQ, and he's from Miami, so you might be familiar with him.
MIA, baby. And then Ryan Sovia, he's from Orlando. He's a local, and he's going to be in that red FRS. This will be a good battle. So it looks like right now both drivers are lined up. Do we know who's leading, who's giving chase first?
I believe, according to the bracket, Gabriel Jordan will be leading in the silver and gold 350Z, which looks like it's the case at grid. Red FRS, silver and gold 350Z.
So that left lane is the lead lane, I'm assuming?
I think so.
Okay, works for me. All right, looks like they're in their way to go. Gabriel Jordan right out front. Gabby Garbanzo, as we call him, making his way down the initiation, trying to get deep into that first outside zone, doing a good job. But look at Silva right there behind him, trying to apply that pressure. Ryan doing a good job in that chase position. Gabriel's going to try to pull away and see if he can create a little gap between him and the chase driver. But look at Ryan starting to surge forward for the attack as they make their way through the end of the course here. Both drivers doing a great job. Nice angle. Good commitment by Gabriel trying to get deep into the pocket there. But look at Ryan, not phased whatsoever. Give it up for Gabriel Jordan. And Ryan, is that Sylvia or so? It says Sylvia on the screen, but I think it's Sylvia.
Yeah, I think Ben's just reminiscing of his Sylvia days.
Ah. Well, man, just to let you know, Ben's he's not an avid Nissan fan.
I thought he was a huge Nissan fan.
No. Well, if you're talking about seeing Nissans getting destroyed, then yes. But here we go. We got the replay. Gabriel Jordan right out front. But look at Ryan. Almost. Oh, it looks like he got a little tappy-tappy action
contact
there. Oh, it looks like he's playing rough there. Nice. Ooh, kind of a
big shallow.
Wow, you saw that during the transition, trying to keep that speed up.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a bobble from Gabriel Jordan, but really nothing enough to affect the chase driver. I mean, he's just kind of navigating through the course, but not really trying to like trick or cause any like hiccups to the chase. So,
yeah,
honestly, I think this red FRS Ryan Sevilla, I think he just might be at a little bit of a deficit.
Well, we'll see. I don't know. Here we go. Both drivers making their way down the straight. Ryan out front. Gabriel's trying to apply that pressure, and almost right on the door on initiation is Gabriel Garbanzo as he makes his way in the chase position. But look at Ryan right there trying to just fill out a great lead run, doing a good job filling out the outer zones. Both cars switching back.
Ooh,
wow, look at Ryan surge forward, trying to put some distance on Gabriel. Gabriel will be able to close the gap again. Both drivers, final transition around that last outside. So look at Gabriel diving in for the attack. Ryan and Gabriel making their way off the course. What a great second battle. Both full pulls, nobody spinning. Both drivers, it's all putting all on the line here at King of OSW 2022.
So good, so good. This is great to see too. We did see a little bit of a strain on the Manji. I don't know if you caught that, but they at least kind of recouped, and got through that last turn all right. I think the lead driver did an excellent job of keeping it close to that rear wall, but it's going to come down to our judges.
Ooh, yeah, there was a major correction in the chase position there by Gabriel Garbanzo. Gabriel Jordan out of Miami, Florida.
We do have word that Ryan Sevilla will get the win in the red FRS.
Oh, so does that mean we can get Gabby back here to operate the camera?
Yeah, well, actually, let's get him out of the car as soon as possible.
Yeah, we get him out of the car. We need to have a camera. We got to get a camera over there.
He tried. He did good.
He tried. Unfortunately, he failed. And I can say that because I knew him really well. I'm going to have to pick on him later.
No, it's really good to see Gabriel come out here. He did shout you guys out, Drift Sessions, as his sponsor, coming all the way up from Miami.
That's my boy right there.
So Gabriel Jordan out of the competition in that silver and gold 350Z, and then Ryan Sevilla in the red FRS moves on.
Moving on up.
Our next battle will be Luis Santiago and Rob Lopez.
Rob Lopez.
Yes.
That's a cool name.
There we go. Rob Lopez, who will be in the chartreuse. So fancy word for green. Like a highlighter green.
I like that. Chartreuse.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah,
now
chartreuse.
You can finally exercise that rolling R.
Yeah, I love that. That's one. I think the Scottish accent is by far my favorite.
I think you're doing pretty good with that.
I'm trying.
He's got an M52 Turbo E36 from Deltona, Florida. He is self-funded, no sponsors.
All right.
So if you want to...
Privateer.
Yeah, privateer. If you want to check him out, see how he does. And then Luis Santiago will be the other driver. Let's see, where is he from?
Luis Santiago and Rob.
Also from Deltona.
Oh,
nice. So any Deltona fans out in the out here in the crowd? Deltona, raise up.
Deltona in house?
Saxon Boulevard.
Deltona in house?
What you got?
Well,
no
I
one.
guess not. No.
I don't know. This is
they're not in
like,
house. They're on the track.
This is also like noise canceling. I mean, I can't really hear the crowd.
Yeah.
But either way, he will be driving that white 350Z. With
I heard that. I heard that. I heard somebody screaming for help.
They must not be from Deltona. But he's sponsored by JV Paintworks. So big shout out to the sponsors, making them, be able to come out here, be able to drive.
Nice. So he's going to be in a white 350Z, Luis Santiago?
Yep. And then Lopez will be one more. Uno más. There we go. Rob Lopez in the chartreuse.
Oh, that's right, chartreuse.
Yes.
Chartreuse.
It's that highlighter yellow, that impact yellow.
I'm impacted.
I hope so. So
I need to eat more salad.
I believe they're kind of switched up that grid because we have Rob Lopez and the E36 leading.
All right, there we go.
That's all right.
That's all right. Chartreuse E36 is being chased by. Whoa! Look at that pressure being applied, but kind of throwing him way off through that second outer zone there. But what a great way to apply pressure in the chase position. Both drivers flicking it past that quick little transition. Now they're making their way through that final 2 transitions. Excuse me. All right.
Yeah, Rob Lopez just absolutely spinning and making contact with Luis Santiago right at the last turn. And there is a huge dent and mark in the door of that 350Z. Rob Lopez really doing a good job up until that point. Tough.
Yeah, that was rough.
That is not what you want to do in the lead position because it is ultimately up to you to just put down that 100-point qualifying run. And if you spin out, that's not a 100-point qualifying run.
No bueno. Look at that. You're going right there, door to door, tire to tire.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that threw him off.
Big
Applying
time.
that, being that aggressive that early on in the battle, caused him to make that major mistake and fall off. But it was very exciting to watch.
Yeah, sometimes you got to know when to apply the pressure and when to back off. But here, I think it just really came down to that lead driver spinning out.
So you got to know when to hold him.
And when to fold him.
Nice. Look at that little tappy action there.
Doesn't look like any major damage because it did look like it was fender to door. Or at least crash bar to door.
Crash bar door. And, you know, the bumper actually looked like it was in okay shape until he drove off, and he destroyed it.
Yeah, I think maybe just some zip ties. You know, that's all you really need.
Some stitching.
A little zip tie stitch, and it'll be back to normal.
So
but that's going to put Rob Lopez in the Chartreuse E36 at a major disadvantage. Spinning out in your lead is not good. I don't know if he's completely out, but I think he'll have to really impress the judges with a really close chase run. And, you know, maybe he can push for one more time.
You know, right now, Lewis just has to keep it together.
Yeah,
right.
Simple as that.
If Lewis can keep it together, he could walk away with the win and advance on to the top 16. We'll see.
So we are in our top 32 bracket. We're on battle number 3 of 32, and then well, actually it's 16 battles, and then we'll have 8 battles, and then 4, and then 2, and then 1. So and no consolation round. It doesn't matter if you come in 3rd place, you didn't win. It's a winner-take-all type of competition.
Right.
The winner will get that Injuku Racing $250 gift card, as well as a Grip Royal wheel with King of OSW etched into it.
That's pretty sick.
Permanently. $500 in ones, which we got right here.
Yeah.
And
like
we also want to thank some of our other sponsors: Tyler's Hope, Aero Fab, Smoke Daddy, Drift House, Sorcery, King's Performance, Momentum, Team Terra, ESP, Custom Design, Drift Sessions. Thank you, guys.
No, thank you.
And MROD Automotive. So appreciate you guys supporting us and appreciate everyone coming out here. Hope you guys are having an awesome time. We are doing a quick little housekeeping of the track. We're just kind of cleaning up some of the cones, making sure that they're all ready to go for the next battle. So we'll be ready to go for run number 2 of this 3rd battle here in the top 32 of King of OSW Black Friday edition at Orlando Speed World. My name is Steve-O, alongside with Tim Murphy. Really happy to be here and see and call the action.
I'm just happy it's like that. That's one of the things I love about drifting so much is every time I go to one of these events, it's like a reunion. I get to see you guys again, right? Because we all have our own lives, we all have our own jobs, and the things that we do, family, work, and whatnot, that pull us away. But we get to come here to King of OSW or any of the drift events and just like reunite, right? And it's like a family reunion every event.
Yeah, and being in it for so long, it is literally a family reunion. Is you know, you've known these people for almost decades, and then you get to see them and see, you know, how their life has grown or how it's changed or how, you know, one thing has happened or how they've, you know, whatever. It is really cool, and I think I have to give credit to the drift community for making that happen.
Definitely shout out to them, everybody, all of us.
All right, looks like we're ready for run number 2, but this is going to be a solo run. It's going to be pretty much an automatic win for Luis Santiago in this white 350Z. Maybe Rob Lopez not being able to make this run due to damage or due to something, but you are looking at your winner, Luis Santiago, for this top 32 battle.
You guys are here live, just starting to watch here live. If you want to see some of the footage, you want to watch the live stream as well, you can go ahead and go onto the YouTube, the Drift Sessions YouTube. You can watch the live stream. We got some sick drone footage out there. Shout out to SeajayeFPV out here providing that sick drone footage, as well as Vic from SoundForge providing the sound. So it's a group effort, right? It's a collaboration, and we couldn't do it with all the key players. And Steve, I was talking to Steve earlier, and when you first started doing this, you guys were just doing like a karaoke machine.
It was a Tommy's karaoke machine. It was a microphone that barely worked and a speaker that kind of worked. And I think I just resorted to yelling to the crowd. And I've done that before. Actually, one of the first drift events that I've ever announced was down in Miami. It was at a kart track in Hialeah or Opelika.
Oh, yeah. I drove that event.
You did. I remember that.
Grand Drift event, Opelika.
Yeah, Miami Grand Drift.
That was in the hood.
They had a microphone set up and then a megaphone. So I announced half of the crowd with a megaphone and the other half with a microphone, and somehow it worked. And then I think I just ended up resorting to yelling to the crowd again.
Well, moving on up, huh? So who do we got next?
Andy Todd and Louis Lizardi. Louis Lizardi is going to be in the blue E46, chasing down Andy Todd and the darker blue Nissan S14 out in front. Louis Lizardi spinning up that turbocharged E46, applying as much pressure as he can. Louis Lizardi with Turf HQ and so on. Oh, almost losing it in the Manji. Andy Todd looking pretty clean in the all clean S14, navigating through the course, filling in this rear zone, powering through, but with Louis Lizardi right on his door. Make some noise for Louis Lizardi and Andy Todd here at King of OSW.
Wow, both drivers doing a great job. Lewis really applying that pressure in the chase position, so that was fun to watch. Andy Todd putting a solid lead run, right, providing that the ability for Lewis to get comfortable in the pocket there and dive in. As you're watching the replay here on the Drift Sessions YouTube channel, we got Louis Lizardi in the chase position, Andy Todd out front. Both drivers doing a great job. Andy doing a good job filling out that outer zone, but look at Louis Lizardi right there with him and working his way through the Manji. That Manji area seems like it's going to be a make or break for a lot of these drivers, because I see a lot of mistakes in that back Manji area. Andy able to pull away. Louis Lizardi dropping back there for a second, but was able to dive back in the pocket and surge forward for the attack. But great driving by both drivers.
And it's kind of an even battle between both cars. One is a one JZ 240SX, and the other is an M50 Turbo BMW. Mm-hmm. Similar power levels, similar kind of power plants. I think it just really comes down to the driver skill. So we will have to see what they do, as now they'll switch it up. Chase becomes lead, and lead will become chase. Mm-hmm. Louis Lizardi will have his opportunity to put down that 100-point qualifying run, and then Andy Todd, who did a really good lead run too, will have an opportunity to chase.
Yep, both drivers out the gate. Louis is already out front. Now, can he pull away from Andy Todd as they make their way through that first outside zone? Louis pretty shallow through that first outside zone. Andy Todd right there with them. Both drivers making their way through that second outer zone. Now they're going to make their way through the back straight Manji. This seems to be a make or break section. Andy doing a great job navigating through it, not losing much proximity. But look at Louis Lizardi, nice and wide, nice angle. Both drivers getting deep. Andy Todd trying to apply that pressure. Give it up for Louis Lizardi. Andy Todd, that was a great run by both drivers.
Definitely make some noise, OSW, because you had Louis Lizardi on the top of the throttle the whole entire time. He really didn't leave anything out on the track. He wanted to make sure to secure his win, but I think Andy Todd was there every single step. And I want to say, it's really good to see that these drivers are battling so hard in top 32. That's kind of the attitude of this event, is that, if you get knocked out now, it's single elimination, you're out.
Right, that's about it. There can be only one.
Louis Lizardi gets the win. Louis Lizardi in the blue BMW gets the win.
Louis Lizardi hailing from Puerto Rico, coming all the way over here years ago, making his home in Orlando. Throwing down 2022 King of OSW. Will he be able to walk away with the crown? We shall see.
I don't know. It's coming close.
He still got his work cut out for him. Some heavy hitters still to come. Who do we got next?
Oh, I got this guy's first name wrong. Give me a second.
That's fine.
Golly. Merrick Golly, and Nicholas Sanchez.
Nicholas Sanchez is in, who's in FRS? Or is that a BRZ? Can't really tell. Anyways, both drivers doing a great job making their way. We'll figure out who's exactly. Whoa, major stall in the 240 there. But trying to hold it together, didn't lose drift, was still able to maintain drift. Wow, Knight doing a great job applying pressure. Both drivers making their way throughout the course. These are definitely two of the quieter vehicles on the course because I can hear myself talk.
Yep, so Merrick Garley is out in front in that white FRS. Chasing him down is Nicholas Sanchez in the pink 240SX.
All right.
Turbo F820 out of the FRS, so it should be a pretty good battle. Yeah, I mean, definitely, could use some improvement here and there, but, overall not too bad.
No, Nicholas Sanchez doing a great job in the chase position, definitely applying the pressure. I noticed he was able to maintain that proximity through that McMongie section, and that seems to be, like I said, I think that's going to be one of the areas that we're going to need to focus on. It's going to be that make or break section. We've seen drivers straighten out in the chase position, trying to get in the pocket, and the lead driver almost pulling away. So it's going to be interesting how that plays out throughout the rest of the competition.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to see how they switch it up. Now the lead will have to chase. Obviously some improvement by both drivers. This could maybe move to a one more time, but, it's still kind of anyone's battle right now.
Yeah.
All right, so you are watching King of OSW here at Orlando Speed World. We are on the 5th battle of the top 32 if you're following at home with your own bracket, because we have plenty of those just sitting around. Nicholas Sanchez will be leading in the pink 240SX with Merrick Golly chasing him down. Merrick Golly with a turbocharged F820 FRS. Big distance between him and the lead driver. I don't really think that the lead driver is trying to run away. It's just a matter of the chase driver kind of losing his line. Big strain. I want to see that in the drone because it seems like he really kind of just not even drifted through that Manji section. Now they'll switch it up through this last turn. Right up against the wall, we see the lead driver, but I think Nicholas Sanchez in the lead might have thrown away his win, or might have thrown away something, because it seems like a complete straighten through the Manji area. It's one more time from all judges.
Is that true?
We're going at it again.
One more time. All right.
One of us.
Now, do they have to go right back out again?
Yes.
No
tire changes.
Oh, this is like the gauntlet.
Yeah, it is.
You can't take a break, man. You got to keep going.
No cooldown laps, no tire changes. If your car can't run, then you can't win.
It's like an episode of Star Trek. I'm giving her all she got. I don't think she can take much more.
You used that Star Trek reference just so you could use the Scottish accent
I did,
again.
Absolutely.
I see what you're doing.
Oh, I do it well.
All right, so
maybe not the
this
accent. Other things.
This is a one more time battle. Our first of the competition. Merrick Golly and Nicholas Sanchez will be going at it again.
I don't know if I'm sorry, if we can get those people by the start line, I don't know if they could see, but they're kind of like in the camera, and I don't know if we can get them to move a little bit to the left. There's a
the start line.
Is that Boston Brewer? Is that Brewers?
That is a Boston Brewers.
Yeah, if you
jersey.
guys can we get you guys to just move over a little bit?
Yeah,
just a little to your left.
Just scoot
maybe
a little bit.
Yes, no, maybe so.
Yeah,
actually, the guy sitting down is fine. It's the people that are behind him. If we can get them. There we go. Who's the guy in the white hoodie? Can somebody tap him on the shoulder, tell him to move to his left?
White hoodie in the backpack.
White hoodie, yeah. No, no, you guys are doing the wrong. Forget it.
It's like herding cattle.
Cats?
Yeah, herding cats. There we go.
There you go.
All right, so this is a one more time battle. The judges have an option to pick driver 1, driver 2, or a one more time option. They all pick one more time. So we're going to have Nicholas Sanchez chase down Merrick Golly yet again in the white FRS out in front. Not too bad compared to his last lead run. Merrick, navigating the course, and then Nicholas Sanchez using a little bit more of his 240SX power to get a lot closer this run.
Oh, look at him diving in there.
Making a few lunges. Definitely making some lunges. I don't know if they made contact. We'll have to check that out. But whoa,
getting deep in there. All in there.
Merrick Golly going full send into the last corner, filling in that outer zone.
Man, he's all in it to win it, isn't he?
I think he realized he didn't do well his first run.
Yeah, but he actually came nice and wide through that first outside zone. I've seen during practice a lot of drivers really not filling out that first outside zone. So Merrick, I believe, right? Merrick
out in front,
yep.
Merrick Golly in the FRS, and then Nicholas Sanchez in the pink 240.
But Nicholas right there with him, step-by-step transition and diving in. almost tapping the door with his front left tire there as they make their final transition. Look at Merrick getting deep. He's really getting deep into the zones, doing a good job. And Nicholas almost straightening out at the end there. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out.
Inches to spare on the wall. That's exactly what you want to see. And that's Ginge.
I think Ginge.
Ginge is at grid.
Yeah. He could stay there.
Yeah, he just needs to turn sideways.
Yeah.
Ah, there we go. We can see it.
It took me a second. He's so skinny. I got it sideways.
Funny jokes.
I like that.
All right, so this is the second run of this one more time battle of the top 32 here at King of OSW. Merrick Galley will be chasing down Nicholas Sanchez.
Look at Nicholas Sanchez trying to get deep. Not quite as deep. Look at Merrick deep in that first outer zone from the chase position, but that's not what he's supposed to do. He's supposed to use that lead driver's mobile clipping point. If the lead driver goes shallow, you go shallow, my man. Both drivers making their way through that back section. Nicholas pulling away. Give him a Gapplebee's treatment, endless appetizers here at King of OSW as both cars make their way into that final transition. Nicholas not as deep into that final outer zone as Merrick. Both drivers doing a good job nonetheless, holding together in that one more time battle.
Not too bad, and I'm glad to see that the lead run of Nicholas Sanchez has improved from the first battle. Though we did see a similar issue with Merrick Galley and the FRS just not being able to keep up. I don't know if it's just that the 240SX is just running away with it with more power, or if maybe this FRS is just not hooked up to make some close chase runs.
Right. Yeah, but you do notice that it's almost like Merrick is trying to fill out the outer zones from the chase position, which is great. But typically we see the chase drivers. We want to see the chase drivers mimic the lead driver.
So we do have a winner, Merrick Galley. Merrick Galley and the FRS gets the win. Merrick Galley and the FRS gets the win, and Nicholas Sanchez and the pink 240SX gets eliminated.
All right, here we go. We got our.
Explain, because it's the FRS regardless was running wide and the S13 was cutting in everywhere.
All right, so we got some word from our judges that the 240SX was cutting way too many of the lines, and that's not what the judges want to see. They want to see this wide outer zone. So Tom, what is an outer zone, and why is going wider better?
So we have to utilize different clipping points, different outer zones in order to determine a winner, right? We can't just have the guys go out there and say who we like better. So the judges set the course and tell the drivers we have the outer zones. They want them as deep into those outer zones as possible. They don't want them to hit the cones. They don't have to hit the cones. They tap it, that's fine. But if you see this first outer zone as these drivers make their way down the course, a lot of these drivers are not filling out that first outer zone. Who do we have here?
So this is going to be Khalid Atani and Tom Perner.
And there you go. Look how far inside they're like a bus length off that first outer zone. So as we're talking, these drivers got to fill the zones. The judges use those zones and inside clips in order to determine a winner. So if the lead driver's not doing what he's supposed to be doing, it's going to look bad on him. The chase driver's utilizing that lead driver as a mobile clip. Whoa! Almost a spin there. Both drivers transitioning to that final outside zone. They are making that, did get a full pull nonetheless, and I'm sorry I missed their names.
No, it's all right. Khalid Atani was out in front in that root beer G35. No, that was not a truck that you're hearing. That was a V8 powered G35 with an LS1 under the hood.
That was an LS?
That's an LS, apparently. It sounded like what's the iron block from the old Camaros? LT1?
I don't do American.
Yeah, or an LQ.
I'll go with Qs.
Okay, there we go.
Whatever you say.
Yeah, anyways, just letters and numbers. That's all you need to know.
Right.
Khalid coming to us from Daytona, putting down kind of a sloppy lead run.
Very shallow.
Again, we just were talking about how these drivers need to go wide, and then that happened.
Yeah, get deep, baby. Get deep. Get deep all in that outer zone. That's what we want to see. And that chase driver, get all in his door.
Yeah, Tom Perner. Tom Perner was the chase driver. He's from Newberry, Florida. Newberry is way up, almost in Georgia. He's in that blue Subaru BRZ, also an FA20, similar to the FRS that we saw. So Tom, he's got to put down a lead run, and maybe he can sway the judges to choose him for moving into the top 16. So again, you're just kind of getting introduced into drifting. There are 3 judges. Each of them have 3 choices that they can make. They can either pick driver A, driver B, or a one more time option. And this is after both runs. So they get 2 runs, 1 lead, 1 chase, and then that one more time option would enable them to go at it again.
Yep. And now you're going to see the second half of this battle right now. Tom's going to be out front this time, and Khalid will be giving chase.
Yep.
So We'll see what happens here. Khalid definitely running a very shallow line. We're going to see how that's going to play out in his chase position. Because he ran such a shallow line, if Tom fills out that first outside zone, will Khalid be able to follow him deep into that outside zone, or will he end up cutting the track and getting himself cut off by the lead driver, right? As a lead driver, you want to fill that line. You want to just run a nice line throughout the course. And as a chase driver has to let the lead driver initiate, has to let him transition, right? He has to give him the right of way while trying to maintain as much proximity and be right on his door as close as he can. But he can't impede his transitions, and can't impede his initiation. So here we go. Tom out front, Khalid giving chase. Both drivers initiating through that first outer zone. Tom doing a better job getting deeper through that first outer zone. Khalid doing a better job as well in the chase position. Both drivers transitioning, making their way through that second outer zone. And now they got to come down this back straight, this Manji section, as you mentioned earlier, Steve. Both drivers, Tom doing a good job putting a gap on Khalid. Can Khalid close that gap? Can he just get on the door of Tom? But it doesn't look like. It looks like Tom's almost running away from him. Both drivers, final transition off the course. Tom out front, Khalid giving chase. Give it up for these drivers as they make their way off the course. Tom doing a good job in the lead position.
Make some noise, OSW. Tom Perner coming out here with an excellent lead run. I mean, he was kind of midline through the first few corners, but at least putting down a solid lead run. So it should be maybe clear for the judges. Blue FRS, Blue BRZ gets the win. The BRZ, the Blue BRZ driven by Tom Perner, gets the win. Khalid, unfortunately, the Root Beer G35 is eliminated.
Oh, what a shame. I guess he's fizzed out.
Bah.
Oh,
you could say he didn't really get to the root of the problem.
I like that. I love the corny dad jokes. This is great.
That's all I got, man.
No, I'm proud of you. You did well. You did well.
Nothing but contempt over here. All right, next battle. Camel and Steve Bergstrom. Steve Bergstrom will be out in front of the black 350Z, also in a 350Z right behind him, but in teal is Camel. I don't actually know his real name. Camel chasing down Steve. So far, so good. Both drivers keeping pretty good proximity through the first couple corners. Nice proximity through the Manji. I don't think we've really seen that
nice.
close. No, then almost a spin from Camel. Really having to shut it down to regain drift. That's going to be a big issue. But Steve Bergstrom coming out, finishing strong. All of those VQ horsepower is getting to the ground and creating smoke. Not a bad run, but I want to say that Camel kind of beefing it there in the third to last corner.
Yeah, unfortunately. Actually, it looks like Camel's in the black.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was Cam.
Yeah, so that was
no, Steve, it was in the teal.
Is he? Oh, Steve Bergstrom's in the teal.
I think we got that mixed up.
Oopsie.
What I mean,
Oopsie.
Bergstrom. Yep, I did get that mixed up. So Steve Bergstrom in the teal 350Z. Apologize for that. And then Camel was in the black 350Z. So that was swapped. They're both in 350Zs. I'm sorry, it's a lot of 350Zs.
It's all those trumpets. They like scramble your brain. You just can't think.
I was told that VQs sound like angry bees.
Yeah, I can see that.
Just a bunch of angry bees.
So you just run, is what you're saying?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, and that's what you should do whenever you see a 350Z. Nonetheless, Steve Bergstrom making that mistake in the third to last corner, or second to last corner. He was digging in a little bit too deep, almost lost it, almost rotated it, and then he was at least able to save it and get back into drift pretty quick. But it's something that the judges will have to consider.
Right. So and it comes down to this thing we talked about before: is there's chaseable versus unchaseable. Was there a major mistake from the lead driver that caused Steve to have to make a major correction, causing him to straighten out, almost spin? But Steve really trying to apply that pressure. But now Steve is out front, so he's got an uphill battle right now, flicking it in hard to that first outside zone is Steve Bergstrom. And look at Camille right there behind him, trying to apply that pressure in the chase position in that black 350Z. But Steve Bergstrom doing a good job filling out that second outside zone. Both cars making their way. Look at Steve staying on throttle a long time as he made his way into that Manji section. Both drivers about ready to make that final transition. Camille looks like he's going to transition almost right on that door. Steve, can he pull off a win here, or was that mistake too great to overcome for Steve Bergstrom in the lead position.
That's close.
That was very close.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's enough to make up for his mistake on his follow run, but still solid showing from Steve Bergstrom. He's coming to us from Winter Springs, Florida. You know, he's got the turbo VQ. Actually, this was a turbo VQ.
Oh.
So he told me. So Steve definitely had the disadvantage from his chase run, but I think we'll have a winner.
Camel. Is that Camel?
Camel. Like
okay.
the desert
All
animal.
right,
So Camel gets the win. Camel gets the win. Unfortunately for Steve Bergstrom and his Teal 350Z, he is out of the competition. But I think he will appreciate his sponsors, Bell Raceworks, BC Racing, and Tire Stacks for helping him get out here today.
Yeah. Camel. I want to say it differently, but that's his name, right? Camel.
This is just Camel. Not Camille.
That's the right. That's you asked him.
Yeah. I'll
Okay.
draw a little picture of Camel here.
There you go. That'll help.
Yeah,
all right. So Camel pulling out a victory over Steve Bergstrom.
Yep.
Hats off to him. He's going to advance on top 16. But who we have next? We're just going. This is like rapid fire drifting here.
Next up, we have William Rodriguez and Andrew Grindle. Andrew Grindle chasing in that red C6. William Rodriguez out in front from Puerto Rico in the silver E46 sedan. I think Andrew Grindle is doing a great job of putting his Corvette exactly where he needs to. Now as they transition to the second to last turn, nice lunge from Andrew Grindle. But then William Rodriguez still throwing down a solid lead run. Definitely allowing Andrew Grindle to chase him as that moving clipping point. Solid job by both drivers. Make some noise, OSW, for Andrew Grindle and William Rodriguez.
You know, that Corvette is becoming a more and more popular chassis amongst drivers. We've seen Taylor Ray cross over to it not too long ago. Taylor Hole, he was one of the Pro FD drivers, went from his Cadillac to the Vet, and it just seems to be a proven chassis. I don't know. I mean, I know it works, and it's doing a great job for latest drivers, but it's really not one of my more favorite chassis to watch. I don't know why.
I think it's an excellent chassis. I mean, when I was watching like Taylor Ray do the shakedown runs, he had all the fenders, all the panels off. It just looked like a Miata.
Yeah, it's real dialed in. He's doing a good job with that.
Yeah,
all right, here we go. This is the second half of William versus Andrew, and as William is in the chase position, Andrew out front. Whoa, Andrew doing a good job going out that first outside zone. Probably the deepest into that first outside zone we've seen so far. Andrew doing a good job in that Chevy Corvette in that lead position. Will William be able to hang with Andrew as they make their way through that Manji section? Looks like he's starting to reel him in. Look at him coming in hot as both cars transition, making their way through the end of the course. Final transition, Andrew out front, going to try to get deep in there. Whoa! Oh, not as deep as he could have got in there, but still, what a great run.
It was interesting to see the changes in speed from the second to last corner to this last corner with Andrew Grindle. It really looked like he grabbed maybe too much e-brake, maybe too much left foot brake. I don't know. It just looked like he went from fast to slow way too quick. Maybe throwing off the chase driver, but still putting down a pretty good run, filling in this first rear zone. You know, I think I want to say Grindle might get this.
So it'll be Andrew in it to win it. Grindle, huh?
All right, so my predictions were true. Andrew Grindle gets the win. Andrew Grindle gets the win, but still big ups to William Rodriguez coming all the way out here to come drift. So it'll be good for him to at least know that he went up against one of the tougher drivers. So
yeah, you learn a lot, right? You go against better drivers, you improve yourself.
Yep.
Your skill and your driving ability.
William Rodriguez out of Puerto Rico, out of the competition, but definitely wants to make a big shout out to his sponsors, Drift Island Magazine and T-shirt printers.
Well, what's great is that these drivers, we still have another day of drifting tomorrow, right? These drivers get to burn off the rest of their tires.
Next up, we'll have Jose Roca and Ryan Acevedo. Ryan Acevedo in the silver 350Z, chasing down this white Miata. White Miata still has the luggage rack on the back just in case he decides to make a trip down to the French Riviera. Ryan Acevedo looking pretty clean in the silver 350Z. This is, I guess, just his practice car.
Yeah,
it sounds like it's just a VQ, yeah. But this little Miata doing a pretty good job, grabbing a decent amount of angle and looking pretty good with it. Now in the last corner, it seems like, you know, the Miata is still hanging on for a full pull, but that 350Z driven by Ryan Acevedo, who's a Pro-Am driver, moving alongside him with every move. So
Andrew definitely, Ryan in the chase position, doing a good job. He kind of run a little shallow line, trying to gain that proximity as they make their way throughout the course. But who is driving the Miata? Andrew, you said?
Jose Roca.
Jose Roca doing a good job filling out the outer zones. Running kind of shallow, as you can see, pretty shallow there. Ryan trying to apply that pressure. Ryan, a well-seasoned driver, comes out here quite often. Definitely a fierce competitor. But out here in his seat-time car, doing battle at the King of OSW 2022.
I do appreciate the luggage rack on the Miata.
Yeah, it's probably where he puts his tires, I bet.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty.
You're a Miata guy, aren't you?
Yeah, formerly. Yeah. So awesome car, awesome chassis. Not the best competition chassis, but still fun to throw around. So he will be chasing, and Ryan Acevedo will be out in front.
All right, here we go. Both drivers initiating. Whoa! Major mistake from Jose in the chase position. Ryan just has to hold it together. If Ryan can get a full pull, there's a pretty good chance he's going to walk away with the victory. But Jose is not giving up. He's going to try to chase down, see if he can apply pressure. Can he cause a mistake from Ryan, but not from that far back? But I'll tell you, little Miata's booking it, cutting the course a little bit. Whoa, a little bit, a lot of it. Ryan doing a good job. The seasoned veteran of the OSW drifting here, as he is able to pull down a full pull and possibly pull out the victory here. But yeah, just unfortunately in that initiation, Jose trying to apply the pressure, but under, almost into the barriers.
Yikes!
Look at that's a whole lot of understeer. It's probably all what's left of his front tires. I play the harmonica. I tried.
Among his other talents.
Yes, I actually did try to learn a harmonica.
Really?
Yeah.
Like legitimately?
Legitimately, yeah.
Oh, wow.
And as you can tell, I didn't make anything of myself. But it was a lot of spit and stuff. It was fun.
Yikes. So, do the judges have a decision?
Do the judges have a decision? What's it going to be?
Ryan Avocado.
Ryan Acevedo is going to walk away with the victory. Yay!
Despite being a fellow Miata drifter, Kevin Lawrence.
No? Didn't do any, no favors? No favors. Just too hard. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, what? Oh, he lost a 10 mil. That's I found.
Is that with a ratchet?
That's got it. Oh, it's
with.
Are we going to auction that off?
All right. So if you are a driver and have lost a 10 millimeter,
he's adding that 10 millimeter ratchet wrench to the pot.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Nice.
So never mind. If you lost a wrench, too bad. Nope. It's now going into the prize pot.
Thanks for your donations.
That's actually pretty valuable. 10 millimeters go by pretty quick.
Yes, they do. Unless you're a BMW, then it's 11 mil that you're missing all the time. Anyways, who do we have up next?
Up next, we have Nilo Berner and Steve Tassinero, former King of OSW. Steve out chasing. And Steve Tassinero, our former King of OSW, now he has to hold on to his crown by finishing this run and moving on into the finals. Steven Tassinero in the black 240SX coupe chasing down this beautiful BMW driven by Nilo Berner.
Yeah, unfortunately, not a great initiation. Honestly, he really didn't initiate the car until he was halfway through that first outside zone, as we're going to see here in the instant replay. But it looks like he's struggling trying to get the car sideways, and then tapping on the brake, a little understeer, and then finally getting into drift halfway through that first outside zone.
Pretty much already past the apex.
Yeah, no bueno, my man. That's not good. We don't want to see that. Look at Steven.
Yeah.
He's making sure, hey, man, I know you know I'm here. Here's a little tap just to prove it. Both drivers doing a good job now after getting going through that transition. Steve kind of shallow enough. They're trying to close that gap, keep that proximity. Nonetheless, still maintaining drift. Both drivers transitioning through that final outside zone. Definitely much to be desired from both drivers on that first run.
Yeah, and honestly, this BMW looks like it's powered quite well. Sounds like an LS swap BMW.
Or maybe missed a gear or something coming down the straight.
But if you understeer, it's a big major deduction. Despite Tassinero's kind of shallow drive and maybe a little bit of understeer, it's probably not going to be enough to sway the drivers, or the judges. I mean.
Right.
But they still have another run. They'll be switching it up. Former King of OSW, Steven Tassinero, entering in with that black 240SX. Saw line with the chase driver Nilo Burner, almost grabbing too much angle and over-rotating, but taking the shallow route through the second corner. And now into the Manji section of the track. Steven Tassinero, despite probably being a little underpowered, it's still smooth sailing. Big move, quick lunge by that BMW from Nilo Burner. But now aiming up and setting up for this last corner. Steve Tassinero moving right up onto the wall. Good run.
The most exciting part about the run is I got a little quick glimpse at the passionate man himself towards the end. We'll get to point that out towards the end. But, yes, Stefan Tassinero doing a good job filling out that first outside zone, transitioning. But, yeah, Nilo just not where he needs to be, really cutting the track way too much in order to gain the proximity, but not putting his car in the right spots at the right times. I don't know if he's struggling with the car a little bit, but Stefan Tassinero, we know the veteran OSW that he is doing a great job in the lead position in a different vehicle that I'm used to seeing him in a 370Z.
Yes.
So it's he's out here in his Nissan 240 throwing down.
The judges have made a decision. Steven Tassinero gets the win. Mr. Steven Tassinero from Winter Springs and sponsored by Bell Raceworks gets the win.
I know we have Catrone. I know that vehicle.
Yep, Christian Catrone and Bryce Kumis. Bryce Kumis will be leading, and Christian Catrone will be chasing him down in that BMR C6 Corvette.
All right, looks like both drivers locked and loaded. You see right there to the right, that's Christian Catrone and Bryce out front, making their way down the straight. Bryce, nice initiation. Can he get deep into that first outside zone? Not too bad, but Christian Catrone right there with them. Both cars transitioning to that second turn. Look at Christian Catrone trying to cut that track, trying to gain proximity. Now here's the part where we're all focused on. Can he maintain that proximity through that Manji? And he does. Look at Christian Catrone almost dive on the door. Oh my goodness, Bryce has got his hands full. Can Bryce fend off the attack of Christian Catrone? Christian right there as they make their way through that final outer zone. Give it up for Bryce and Christian. That was one of our best battles so far this evening.
Make some noise, OSW. Both of these drivers deserve your accolades, deserve your applause. Oh, my God. What an excellent chase run by Christian Catrone, lunging in such a precise and calculated way and such an aggressive way, too, but not over-aggressive. And it really shows, especially right here, just putting the exact amount of brakes to not crush the door of the lead driver and really impressing the judges. I think that was an excellent chase run, and I can't wait to see run number 2.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that. So see, as the drivers change positions, Christian Catrone definitely seems like he's got his car dialed in. He knows how to hit the zones. Will Bryce be able to hang and apply the same pressure? Will this go one more time? This
will be a little tricky because Bryce Kumis is just driving a KAT, a stock 240SX motor with a turbo slapped on. He's in that red S13 in the chase position. He might be at a little bit of a power disadvantage against the C6 Corvette.
Yeah, but I mean, Bryce not doing a bad job, but definitely Christian Catrone seems to have the faster car here. Can Bryce cut the track and gain that proximity? But here we go. Looks like Christian Catrone is going to pull away through that Manji section, and he does. Can Bryce dive back in for the attack? Christian Catrone trying to fend off Bryce, doing a great job. Both drivers transitioning through that final outer zone. Christian getting nice and deep. Bryce, all that angle, using all that angle he's got in that little Nissan 240. Give it up for Christian Catrone and Bryce Cummins as they make their way off the course.
Yeah, I want to say I got to give Bryce Kumis some props here. I mean, despite probably being underpowered and against a really talented driver such as Christian Catrone, I want to give him props. And let's see one of our judges. Christian Catrone will get the win. Christian Catrone will get the win. Bryce Kumis eliminated from the competition, but shout out for him coming all the way out to here from Palm Bay. And be sure to check him out at Bryce Kumis Racing.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah. He owns a shop.
Sweet.
So if you're over in Palm Bay and need some work done, check him out.
Yeah. Especially being able to take a KA, turbocharge it, and make it reliable, right?
Yeah.
And that's a feat in itself.
KAT and reliable shouldn't belong in the same sentence together.
They don't. I put a period. So he's got KAT, period, reliable, so I separated it.
Reliable, question mark.
Question mark. There you go.
All right, next battle, Aramas Cruz against Byron Parrish. Byron Parrish, let's see, where is he from? I don't know. He's from someplace.
Someplace?
Jacksonville.
Oh,
Any Jacksonville fans out there at 904 represent? Anyone?
Anybody Jacksonville representing?
No one.
All right, well, he had Byron in that white S14 making his way in the chase position. He's going to be chasing down, I'm sorry, what was that, the lead driver?
Aramis Cruz out in front in the black G35, and then Byron Parrish chasing him down in the white and green S14.
All right, so Cruz out front, Parrish doing a good job applying the pressure, but here we go through that Manji section. Can Parrish close the gap? Let's see, ooh, kind of a major straight correction there from Parrish in that chase position. Cruz trying to fill the zones, trying to do nice transitions. Both drivers holding it together. Definitely could see some improvement for both drivers as they made their way throughout the course.
Yeah, kind of both lead and chase drivers did have sloppy runs. I want to say, this chase run could have been a little bit closer given that he cut the course, and then the lead driver could have obviously had more angle and kind of laid on the angle a little bit too late. There were a bunch of little nitpicky things, and overall just kind of looked sloppy.
Yeah, a lot of bobbles.
Big bobble over there.
Yeah, and if you guys are joining us here live, you can check out the live stream on YouTube. Drift Sessions. Check out the Drift Sessions YouTube. We have the instant replay. You can see the drone footage as well, and you can see exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah, finished strong though.
Yeah, he did definitely finished strong.
We can't see it because we're looking at McNasty's butt right now. So
McNasty, nasty boy.
All right, so they're going to be switching it up. Aramis Cruz in the G35 will be chasing down Byron Parrish in that white and green S14.
Wow, that car sounds like a rocket. Let's see if Byron Parrish can do a better job in the lead position. Cruz is going to have a chance. Well, definitely Parrish looks like he has a faster vehicle, but he's not too far. Cruz is doing a good job in chase position, but making some mistakes around that second turn. Look at Parrish on the throttle through that Manji section. Can Cruz close that gap? You can't even see him in the camera, but Parrish seems like he's kind of struggled fighting that car as well. Both drivers making their way through that final outer zone. Cruz way inside. Parrish doing a much better job through that final outer zone as he makes his way throughout the course. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, LS Turbo against a stock VQ.
Yeah, okay.
Now it makes sense.
Yeah, it does. It all makes sense now.
Yeah, and I want to say that, to the lead driver, you do have to put down a solid lead run. And if your solid lead run is just going as fast as you can, then, Byron Parrish definitely did that.
Yeah.
Do we have a judgment? Byron gets the win.
Yeah, I almost thought he said Byron.
It does.
Byron. Byron gets a Byron. No, Byron gets the win and advances on. Unfortunately, Cruz is going to have to be here tomorrow to burn the rest of his tires.
Yeah, but big shout out for Aramis Cruz coming all the way from Puerto Rico. Big shout out to his sponsors, 3D Racing and A Transport. But we're already on to our next battle. Chris Rios out in front with Stephen Weeks chasing him behind. Stephen Weeks in the blue and yellow 240SX. Chris Rios in this beautiful red 350Z.
Nice livery.
They're both navigating the course pretty well. Stephen Weeks kind of, here and there with the chase run, but through the Manji section, lots of speed coming to us from Chris Rios. Chris Rios in that red VQ powered at 350Z, navigating the course, going deep in the second to last corner and the last corner, with Stephen Weeks still hanging on with them.
Wow. Both drivers making their way down the straight here as you see in the replay. Weeks he definitely running a way shallower line, trying to gain that proximity. Able to close the gap slightly there, but I'm sorry. And then we have
Chris Rios.
Yep. Chris Rios doing a good job out front, fending off the attack of Weeks. Both drivers transitioning. As you can see past that Manji section, Weeks trying to dive in for the attack, but Rios still holding it together. Very midline. Both drivers midline, not as deep. Well, actually, no. Rios did a good job filling out that final outer zone. That
Definitely
actually very
deep.
well. So it's good to see that. So let's see what happens as both drivers change positions. Weeks is going to be out front. Rios is going to be giving chase. They're lined up, and there you have it.
There you have it. Stephen Weeks coming to us from Palm Bay with a 2JZ powered Nissan 240SX S13 out in front with Chris Rios, one of our former King of OSW winners, I believe, chasing him down.
Oh, look at Rios almost on the door of Weeks through that first outer zone. Doing a good job putting the car where it needs to be, utilizing Weeks as that mobile clipping point, still right on his back bumper through that transition. Look at Rios. Definitely a much more dialed in that chase position is Rios. As Stephen Weeks is doing a great job filling out the zones, putting the car where he, kind of a correction there from Rios, trying to stay there side by side. Rios definitely seems to have it more dialed in from the chase position.
Almost door to door the whole entire way through. I rarely saw Chris Rios move more than a car length away from Stephen Weeks. We have one of our judges coming up to us for Chris Rios. Chris Rios gets the win. Chris Rios gets the win with that excellent chase run and, obviously putting down a solid lead run as well. So sad to see Stephen Weeks leave our competition, but coming to us from Palm Bay, make sure that you check out, his sponsors helping him get here with Auto Sports Engineering, Anavana, and BKR. Solid. We are moving on to our 14th out of 16 battles. We're almost done with top 32. Jose Ortiz and the Ginge. Matt, the Ginge. Again, another former King of OSW. What's up? Just looking. Yeah.
Oh. So it's going to be an interesting battle. You said, so Matt the Ginge, he was the previous, was he Spring Break OSW, King of OSW winner?
He was King of OSW, like, a number of years ago, and I think he's gotten King of OSW maybe once or twice. I don't remember the record. No one really keeps track of this, so I'm just going off of memory. Ginge definitely an awesome guy to see here in King of OSW. I think he just has this blue 350Z dialed in, especially on the chase position as he is now. Another Miata out on track, Jose Ortiz.
Oh, look at him! Oh my goodness! Matt just like he's like in the shadow. Like if you could be any closer, I don't think you could be. But look at Matt doing is like transitioning right there with Ortiz. I believe you said
Jose Ortiz.
Jose is doing a good job in the lead position, but Matt is just putting the car right. He's just really applying that pressure, throwing an angle throughout the course. Matt the Ginge.
Yeah, and
he's showing us why he was king before.
And it just looks like that 350Z is pushing that little Miata along around the course. It honestly looks like a guy kicking a pebble around. I think that he was on the door almost the whole entire time. And he's done – I don't think he's done this layout for King of OSW because this is the first time that we've done this layout for King of OSW. But nonetheless, he knows exactly where to put his car for these types of scenarios.
Wow. Matt doing a great job in the chase position. Well, I'll tell you what Jose's got his hands full. Can he put down as solid of a chase run as Matt did? We're about to find out. Or is Matt going to run away?
We'll have to see as we go on to run number 2 for King of OSW in the 14th battle of the top 32. We are almost done with the top 32. We got 2 more battles after this. Just Dustin Patton, Max Council for the 15th battle, and Leo Alvarado and Matias rounding us up. Yep.
Nice. All right, so this time Matt's going to lead. Jose's going to give chase. Both drivers making their way down the straight. Matt, nice aggressive entry. Can he get deep in that first outside zone? Jose is trying to close that gap. Jose cutting the line a little bit to gain that proximity, and he does a great job, but now running way wide. Kind of put himself in an awkward position. Major mistake around that second turn from Jose as he's in that chase position. Unfortunately, that may have just sealed his fate in this competition, straightening out almost again, making his way. Oh, he's just really struggling. He's really trying to cut the course and apply that pressure, but Matt just all over it, getting deep in the zones, putting the car where it needs to be.
Like,
oh, man.
I get it from the driver's perspective, being the lower powered car, maybe possibly being less experienced, that you do have to kind of compensate with it. But I think he just tried to compensate a little bit too much, and it just killed him even more. So it was too many cuts, too shallow, not enough speed to kind of keep up with everything. So I think it's going to be an obvious win to Ginge.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Let's get an official word.
Yeah, that's the official word.
All right. Matt the Ginge.
Sweet. And we're going to move on to our next battle. Dustin Patton. Dustin.
Come on, Dustin.
I have his
Everybody knows Dustin. Dustin Motors.
Yep, that guy.
Dustin your couch. Dustin Motors.
Yeah, mostly the Dustin in your motor. So he's going to be in that white 350Z out in front. He will be seeing battle with Max Council. Max Council chasing him in the 240SX.
And these guys drive together. I talked to them right before the competition, and Dustin was like, oh, man, I drive against Max all the time. So it's going to be a fun battle because these guys have driven together quite often. But here we go. Dustin out front. Max giving chase. Dustin trying to get deep into that first, little shallow to that first outside zone, but Max, look at Max almost a little in front of Dustin. Major correction from Max in the chase position. Might be handing the win to Dustin. Dustin's got to hold it together. Nice angle through that manji from Dustin in that lead position, but Max, he's still, I mean, he's not out of the game yet. He did make a major correction through that first outside zone, but here we go. Both drivers transitioning through that final outside zone. Dustin utilizing all that angle he's got, throwing that little Z almost against the wall. Give it up for Mr. Dustin and Max as they make their way off the course.
Yeah, Max coming in with the chase run in that 240SX, really cutting it close,
way off.
almost getting in front of the front wheel of the lead driver. That's usually a no-no in drift competitions, but it seems like the rest of the run goes pretty smoothly. I want to say that the 240 could have probably put his car in a little bit more wiser positions, but both drivers finishing strong, and I think the advantage might go to the lead driver. I think Dustin, despite being such a big Buc-ee's fan.
What's wrong with Buc-ee's?
Nothing's wrong with Buc-ee's.
I love Buc-ee's.
I mean, the jerky's good. The little, hot food.
Apparently, the pajamas are very comfortable because that's what Dustin's been wearing.
That's his racing suit.
Oh, that's his racing suit. I wonder if it's fire rated. Anyways, all right, Dustin's in the chase position, seemingly has the advantage. Can he walk away with the full pull? Or will Max be able to cause a mistake from the lead position? Both drivers making their way through that first outside zone. Max doing a better job in the lead position this time. Dustin not making too many mistakes, trying to stay right there with him. Needs to close the gap, though. Both drivers through that manji section. Max transitioning, about ready to approach that final outside zone. Both drivers holding it together. Dustin trying to cut the line. Dustin almost seems like he's playing it a little safe here. He may know he has the advantage going into the second half of this battle, but starting to apply that pressure towards the end is Dustin, and Max off the track.
Yeah, I want to say that Dustin could have known that he had an advantage because he definitely was a couple car lengths away from the lead driver. That's usually, could be considered like an inactive chase in some degree, but you want to see closer proximity and a little bit more of aggressive driving from that chase driver. I think the lead driver, Max Council, doing an excellent job navigating through the course, taking this wide line that you see through the second to last corner, but then Dustin being able to close up right at the end.
Yeah, but...
All right, so Max got a 0 on the
first run
for run 1. Okay, and Dustin Patton will get the win.
There you go. Dustin advancing on, and I know he's got to be ecstatic. Dustin with Dustin Motors advancing on to the top 16 competition. And when I asked him, I was like, are you going to take it home? Are you going to take the crown? He's like, I just want to win once. And he did. So I know win, lose, or draw, his next round, he's definitely happy with himself.
Yeah, Max Council out of the competition coming to us from Tampa, sponsored by Drift Factory.
Yeah, man, these guys are firing them left and right? You've got Leo versus Pedro.
Yes.
I believe Leo out front, Pedro giving chase. Both drivers on the course. That's a beautiful car out front there. Was he driving there? Is that a R32? It looks like it. Yeah, it is.
33.
32.
Yep, so Pedro Mathias out. He's actually the chase driver in the white FRS and this Skyline of some sorts.
Of some sorts. I'll go with that. Beautiful. I love that color.
Accurate description.
So Leo was out front in the Nissan Skyline. Pedro giving chase. Both drivers making their way back up to the start line. And they're going to do the second half of this battle. And we're going right into the top 16. We're not stopping. Right after this, we're going to top 16. Remember, no timeouts, no what do they call it? Freaking protest. Yeah, no protests. And we're just going bang, bang, bang. No 5-minute timeouts. We're going. We're non-stop until we get a win and we can crown somebody and give somebody all these ones that have lipstick all over them. It's odd. I see one that says, I love Tommy. Is that his phone number?
Yeah, that's Crystal.
Oh. Oh, wait. Who am I saying? Yeah, I got to watch what I say, huh?
That's fine.
I'm joking. I kid.
Either way, they'll be switching it up. Leo Alvarado will be chasing in the Skyline, and then
Pedro out front.
Yeah.
Pedro doing a good job in the lead position, getting deep. But Leo right there with him, applying that pressure from the chase position. Both drivers making their way through that second turn there. Now they're going to make their way down the Manji straight. But look at Leo applying the pressure, getting very close during the transition. Now he's going to dive it in for the attack. Pedro's running a nice wide line, doing a good job filling out the outer zones. Here we go, final transition. Pedro trying to get deep into that final outer zone, and he is. But Leo right there with the both cars. Whoa! Leo almost tapping the wall. I mean, that's an expensive car, man. You don't want to bang that up.
I mean, I don't blame him though. I mean, I want to see hard driving, and I think the Skyline Leo Alvarado is just putting his car exactly where he needs to. We got a decision from the judges. Leo Alvarado gets the win. Leo Alvarado gets the win. Pedro, unfortunately, getting eliminated. So we're going to take actually a quick little break.
To set up the battles for the top 16, get the guys all lined up on the grid.
Yep.
So that way they can, I mean, they're just, it's like a drift machine gun, right? It's like, ba-bam, ba-bam. We can't even keep up. We're still talking about the last run, and they're already on the track. So it's a lot of action here at the King of OSW. But unfortunately, there can be only one, and there will be one. We will crown a victor. So, guys, just hang tight for just a few minutes while we get the guys lined up. And once again, if you're here, you want to watch the live stream, you want to see the different camera angles, log on to YouTube and follow us at Drift Sessions. Subscribe to the channel. And just want to thank OSW for, hey, Steve just left me all by myself. Oh, well. We'll be right back. Protest? Oh, you have to go. You have to submit. versus Louis Lizardi, I believe. And then after that, we're going to have
Merrick Garley
versus Perner.
Tom Perner.
Okay, Perner. Okay, and then we have Camel versus
Andrew
Grindle.
That's going to be fun.
That's going to be a good battle.
And then on the other side of the bracket, we'll have Ryan Acevedo against Steve Tasnero, our reigning king of OSW. And then Christian Catrone against Byron Parrish. Then Chris Rios and the Ginge, Dustin Patton against Leo Alvarado.
Nice. Well, here we go. Looks like we're getting the drivers lined up. So, yes, once again, folks, if you're in the pits, make your way over to the stand so we can – you don't want to miss the action here. We got our both first drivers lined up, McCartney versus Sovia. McCartney is going to be out front. He's going to lead first, I believe, and Sovia is going to give chase.
Yep.
All right. Thank you for that because I'm learning all these names. These are new drivers for me.
You know, I've been doing this for years, and there's
always
new ones.
All right, here we go. McCartney out front. Sovia going to give chase. Both drivers look like they're locked and loaded, ready to go.
Ryan Sovia in the red FRS, and then Perry McCartney.
And here we go. Give it up for our first battle in the top 16. McCartney out front. Sovia giving chase. Both drivers making their way through that first outside zone. Can Sovia apply the pressure that he needs to cause a mistake from McCartney? Both drivers, now they're making their way through that second turn. Now this is the make or break section we talked about earlier. This back Manji section, can McCartney pull away? And he does it. Sovia starting to dive in there for the attack. Both drivers making a final transition into that final outer zone. Whoa! Getting deep into that final outer zone. Both drivers doing an amazing job. Give it up for their drivers. This is the first battle of the top 16, King of OSW 2022.
What a way to start it off. I mean, both drivers super aggressive, solid line from the lead driver, good aggression, good proximity from the chase driver. Make some noise, King of OSW. This is our first top 16 battle, and you're already seeing final tier type battles, type driving. So either way, they'll be switching it up. Perry McCartney will now lead, will now follow, and then Ryan Soviet will chase. Or will now lead. Jeez, I'm all over the place. But either way.
I just noticed he's got a 4-leaf clover on the back of his vehicle. He's got to be Irish for sure. He's doing a great job. I can't do that. You know, I always get sucked back to Scotland.
Yeah.
No matter how hard I try.
You're not too far away from the other side of the aisle.
Yeah, I do what I can.
So either way, Perry McCartney, solid lead run. He put his car exactly where he needs to be. And then Ryan Sovia in the red FRS, he'll now have to lead.
But now McCartney is going to give chase. Sovia is going to make his way around the course in the lead position. Can he take out McCartney from the lead position? Doing a good job. Both drivers going to make their way through that outside, that Manji zone, we call it, the Manji zone. Can he make his way? They do. Now they're going to transition to that final outer zone. McCartney is applying the pressure in the chase. Whoa, he's a diving in. Really strong. Both drivers making it. Give it up for our drivers as they make their way off the course. That was exciting.
What a run. What a run. I mean, I really hope we get to see this again. I think maybe a one more time could be in the could be in the cards. I don't know. It's going to be down to the judges.
Hey, the fans, do you guys want to see that one more time? I can't. So I have headphones on. I really can't hear you. Do you want to see it one more time?
Yeah.
So do I. I want to see it one more time. Can we persuade the judges? I got some money here. I got some ones. Maybe I can make it rain. Maybe I can get Brandon to lay down. I can just flick some ones over his body. Would that be wrong?
I think you could sway him.
Oh.
But I think if it was up to the fans, this would be a one more time option. But we still have to look at our judges. Do we have a winner?
Oh.
Ryan Sovia gets the win.
Ryan's going to advance on, unfortunately. The look of the Irish is not with McCartney today. So he's going to have to pack it in.
Ryan Sovia in the red FRS will get the win. He'll move on to the grade 8. Unfortunately for Perry McCartney, eliminated too soon.
But maybe he can be here tomorrow to spin the rest of his tires.
Yeah, there you go.
He needs a bigger 4-leaf clover on his vehicle. That's what the problem was.
Yeah, his 4-leaf clover was not nearly big enough.
Not big enough. I'll have to talk to him about that. Who we have up next?
We will have Luis Santiago against Louis Lizardi. This will be the battle of the Lewises.
Oh, Lewis versus Lewis. I can't go wrong. These are my favorite battles to announce. We got Lewis out front. Lewis giving chase. Lewis is going to lead. Can Lewis fill his outside zone? Lewis is doing a great job in a lead position. Chased by Lewis. Lewis and Lewis battling out. The battle of the Lewises. Can Lewis take out Lewis? I don't know, but Lewis is doing a great job in both the lead and chase position. Look at Lewis in the chase position. Look at Lewis in the lead position. There's so many Lewises. I don't know what to do with myself. The Lewis is going to chase Lewis. Can Lewis take out Lewis? I don't know, but Lewis is going to fill out that final outer zone. But Lewis is right there with them. Both Lewises. Lewis versus Lewis. Who's going to win? Give it up for Lewis and Lewis. Come on, guys. A little more. That was exciting for me.
That was an awesome run. Louis Lizardi in the blue E46 BMW, exactly where he needs to go. He was really applying the pressure with that turbocharged M50. Though the 350Z, Luis Santiago, solid lead run. So make some noise for the Lewises.
Wow. I mean, Lizardi right on the back bumper of Santiago as they made that transition in that back section or that Manji section. Luis Lizardi definitely showing that he's that veteran. Look at him almost just tapping, door to door as they make their way off the course. Very impressive. Luis Lizardi in that chase position. But now Luis Lizardi is going to be in the lead. Can Luis Santiago apply the same pressure that Luis Lizardi did in the chase position? Give it up for these two drivers. We want to hear you fans. We want you guys to be involved too. They can hear you in the vehicles. Please let them give it up for Luis Santiago and Luis Lizardi. This top 16 battle. Luis Lizardi up front. Transition getting deep in that first outside zone is Luis Lizardi, but Luis Santiago right there with them. Both drivers transitioning through that second turn. Now they're going to make their way through the back section, that Manji section that we've talked about. Transitioning, Luis Lizardi up front. Whoa, look at Santiago diving in. A correction. Was that a correction from Lizardi in the chase position? It was kind of hard to see. Both drivers still in drift, making their way up there. Give it up for Luis Santiago and Luis Lizardi as we make our way just the beginning of the top 16 competition.
Both runs were excellent in this Lewis battle. I want to say, Luis Lizardi in the lead position. He was kind of running away, but made a big error towards the end of the course. But here you see on the screen, it's the other Luis Santiago who's able to adapt to some of that error. It's almost a collision there. Big, almost over rotating, but I think a Lewis will win.
I definitely think I put my money on Lewis. I think Lewis has got it in the bag. Unfortunately, Lewis is going to also have to go home.
That's
but
true.
We'll see.
We'll have one Lewis win, one Lewis lose.
There can only be one Lewis.
Loserous
Lewis.
We're really pulling here.
We're stretching.
Do we have a winner? Luis Lizardi. Luis Lizardi gets the win. Luis Lizardi gets the win. Unfortunately, Luis Santiago being eliminated.
Yeah, Luis Lizardi hailing from Puerto Rico. Out here throwing down, advancing on to the top 8, doing a great job. Unfortunately, Luis had to lose and Luis had to win. There can be only one Luis.
Yeah, so Luis Santiago coming to us from Deltona with JV printing work in that white 350Z eliminated from competition.
Oh, we got people out there right now. Oh my gosh, it's FRS versus FRS.
So this is going to be Merrick Ghali against Tom Perner. Tom Perner in the blue FRS and Merrick Ghali out in front with the white FRS. I hope I'm getting that right.
Well, we'll figure it out. We'll sort through the details later. Both drivers. Whoa, major correction from, I believe you said, Ghali out front in that white FRS BRZ type vehicle. Both drivers finally making their way off the course, so it may come down to that major mistake by Ghali in that lead position, almost coming completely out of drift or just a major bobble.
And you definitely don't want to see that from the lead driver. There's really no circumstance that would cause such an error to occur. So Tom Perner definitely sitting on an advantage due to the error from the lead driver.
Yeah, and that's one thing that a lot of drivers, especially some of the drivers that have done competition before. Yeah, look at that major bobble straighten out from Ghali in that lead position. But utilizing a spotter, right? It's a very important role for a driver's team, and being able to relay the information from the previous run, letting you know, hey, do I have the advantage going in? Because a lot of times when you're driving and you're in the lead position, you're focusing on the track. You're not necessarily paying attention to the chase driver. So when you have a situation where the chase driver makes a major mistake, at least you know, hey, listen, you don't want an inactive chase, right? But well, at least we can know we're going in with the second half of the battle with an advantage. But right now it does look like Perner has the advantage.
Yep.
And Ghali's going to be giving chase. So Perner right now just has to lay down a nice, solid lead run. not make any major mistakes, and he should be able to walk away with the victory and move on to the top 8. But here we go.
Tom
Yep, go ahead.
Tom Perner out in front in the blue BRZ, initiating with the other FRS right behind him. Eric Golly really needs to impress the judges with a solid chase run here as they go through the second corner. It's still lacking a little bit of proximity, but starting to gain ground as they head through the Manji. Now Tom Perner setting himself up for the second to last corner, but good lunge by
Golly, yeah.
Yep, Golly doing an awesome lunge there at the end, but might have grabbed maybe too much brake and slowing things down a little bit too quick.
Yeah, good golly. Miss Molly, you might have made too many mistakes.
Yeah, but either way, I think we'll have either an FRS or a BRZ win this one.
I definitely think it's going to be a win for, well, it was Subaru Scion.
Yeah, it's
for the sideways, the horizontal.
The FA20 crew.
Yeah, the FA20.
So we do have a winner. Tom Perner in the blue BRZ gets the win.
Yes, the blue one.
Eliminating Merrick Golly. So
right.
He is out of competition, unfortunately. But Perner will move on to the grade 8.
All right, who we have? We have Camel versus Grindle. Grindle in that red Chevy Corvette. Camel in that, I believe that's a black 350Z.
Correct.
All right, here we go. Camel going to be out front. Grindle going to give chase.
Correct.
Both drivers locked and loaded, ready to do battle. Who's going to advance on? Fans, once again, if you guys just root on your favorite driver as they make their way throughout the course, they can hear you. These drivers do get excited when the fans are behind them and just rooting them on. So it makes just for an exciting event. And here we go. Root on your favorite drivers. They make their way down the straight. There we go. Camel out front. Grindle giving chase. Camel doing a good job getting deep into that first outside zone, but Grindle right there with them. Both cars transitioning through the second turn. Grindle trying to apply the pressure and doing an amazing job in that chase position. But Camel doing an amazing job as well in the lead position, filling out those outer zones. Nice smooth transitions. Both cars making their way towards the end of the course. Final transition. Camel's got to hold it together, get deep in that final outer zone. Look at Grindle trying to apply the pressure. Give it up for Grindle and Camel as they make it way off the track.
Camel with a little showboating at the end, waving his hand, like pumping up the crowd. I think he well deserved it because definitely putting his car exactly where it needs to, and then Grindle with that "Do It for Dale 3" on the back window, looking like he wants to win.
Or unless you're from Miami, it's "Do It for Dale." Dale.
That is, I guess, appropriate. But, yeah, either way, Andrew Grindle, definitely taking his Corvette right up into the door of Camel with a little wave at the end from the black 350Z.
Yeah,
now they'll switch it up. Camel will be chasing Grindle out front. This is going to be a run to watch. Grindle in the red C6 Corvette. Camel chasing him down to the black 350Z.
All right, Grindle out front. Nice transition, nice initiation. Whoa! Look how deep Grindle was. Camel way inside to that first outer zone, but able to close the gap, gain that proximity. Can he force a mistake out of Grindle? He's almost door to door, both cars transitioning through the Manji. Camel right there with Grindle. Now they're working their way to that final outer two zones, and they make their nice stretch. Look at Grindle getting nice and deep, and Camel right there with them transitioning. Grindle way deep into that final outer zone. Give it up for Grindle and Camel. What a show they are putting on for you guys.
I don't think we've had a bad top 16 battle yet. We're halfway through this side of the bracket, and we have seen a final tier run every single time. Grindle, excellent job throwing his car deep into each turn, and then Camel being able to adapt. He got left off the line and then caught up by taking a couple of shortcuts, but that's okay. He was able to stick with Grindle for the rest of the run.
Right, great job. Grindle really filling out those outer zones, doing an amazing job, putting the car where it needed to be. Camel doing everything he needed to do except for that first outside zone, just way too inside in that first outside zone. That may be the deciding factor, but it looks like we have a winner.
Andrew Grindle gets the win, eliminating Camel, unfortunately, from the competition.
I can hear there's some happy fans out in the crowd right now. I hear them cheering them on.
What do you guys think? Was it maybe a Camel? Make some noise for Camel. What about Grindle? Who thinks that Grindle? I don't know. I'm hearing two crowds.
Yeah, but unfortunately, only one can win, and Grindle does move on.
But big shout out to Camel coming out here from Palm Bay with fully sent cash claims Consultants Incorporated. My handwriting is preventing me from saying that properly. But either way, Camel, longtime drift guy. So now we're moving on to the other side of the bracket. Ryan Acevedo against Steve Tassinero. These guys are really good. And
they know each other very well. And they've driven together. Yes.
Similar powered cars. So this should be a really close battle. Acevedo out in front with the silver 350Z, swinging it in with Steven Tassinero, our reigning King of OSW champ. Is this going to be the opportunity for Ryan Acevedo to eliminate the King of OSW? Who knows? Let's see what happens as Ryan Acevedo navigates the second corner with that VQ powered 350Z. This is his front car, not the LS car. Steven Tassinero is tit for tat right on his door through the Manji, now through the second to last corner, through the transition, now taking a little bit of a shallower line to gain proximity, but still Ryan Acevedo, Steven Tassinero, door to door.
Woo! That was what a chase run by Stefan Tassinero. I mean, he was right there with them. And like I said, these drivers, like you said, they drive together. These guys, this is their home track. Both, you look at Stefan Tassinero in that chase position, doing an amazing job. But Ryan, he knows how to put his car where it needs to be. So having that nice lead run is giving Stefan Tassinero in that chase position that confidence he needs to be aggressive and apply that pressure from the chase position. Both drivers do an amazing job, as you can see here in the drone footage. And Ryan could have gone a little deeper into that final outer zone, but look at Stefan Tassinero right there with him.
I do appreciate the drone footage because you really get to see some of the intricacies of the run. You can see Ryan Acevedo just making small adjustments like a pro driver through the corner. Usually you would like to see it a little bit smoother, but given a low-powered car on this kind of tight course, these little adjustments really do bring a lot of value to a solid lead run.
Absolutely. It's definitely very beneficial. But here we go. Both drivers back up at the line. Now it's Stefan Tassinero's turn to lead. Ryan Acevedo is going to give chase. Both drivers initiating through that first outside zone. Wow, Steven Tassinero getting deep in there. Ryan right there with him, trying to apply that pressure from the chase position. Look at the drivers, both drivers side by side. Wow, you got to love this type of tandem when these drivers know each other so well. Bumper to bumper, feet off. Look at Ryan diving in for the attack as both drivers making their way towards that final outer zone. Stefan Tassinero doing contact. There was contact. Ryan coming in aggressive. I think they're going to fight. I think we need to get some axes out there. We need to get some blades and some shields and have them fight it out. That'd be amazing. That would be the real King of OSW. Make them fight in blood and blah, blah, blah.
Pat Gooden coming in to referee this boxing match.
Yes.
But it seems like they're just kind of checking on the cars to make sure.
There's no fighting? Darn it.
Yeah.
We need more wrestling. We need chairs. Pat, give him a chair. Steven, I think you made fun of your mother. I think you need to beat him up. Man. We need like WWE kind of like just like trash talking and make it fun.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, bring out
like managers. Bring your manager out, right?
Yep.
That'd be amazing.
Actually, we should just have drift spotters fight it out instead of one more times.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
The future of drifting. You've heard it here first. Aye, aye, Captain.
All right, looks like they got it back up and running. It seemed like maybe the battery terminal cable.
That's a good-looking man right there. Look at the way the wind flows through his hair. That's something to behold.
I wish. I only would dream one day.
Oh, man. Kevin's blocking my view. Darn you.
Anyways, seems like Steven Tassinero's got his car back up and running, except without the backup.
Yes, without the back. So now it's going to be interesting to see what happens here. Who caused the mistake, and who is at fault for the situation? If Stefan Tassinero gets the win, he still has to fix his car, right? There's no 5-minute timeouts.
Could we bring up the drone footage again? Replay? The follow? Or the run number 2?
Por favor.
So our judge is coming over to take a closer look at this second run. So here we go. We have Steven Tassinero out in front, Ryan Acevedo chasing him down. This is through the second corner. So far, so good.
Yeah, everything's looking pretty good. Nice and tidy. Ryan doing a good job in the chase position. Inches away from the back bumper during the transition. But here we go. Stefan really wide. But, what? Oh, okay.
All right, so I think that was all the evidence that the judges really needed to see. Steven Tassinero.
Well, we'll see.
going deep in the second to last corner, but just kind of.
Was it too deep? Did he get in there too much? Did he put himself in a bad position? Not really sure.
Ryan Acevedo gets the win.
Ryan Acevedo takes the win. Stefan Tassinero, it may have worked out for his benefit because there is no 5-minute timeouts, and he would have had to repair his car. But give it up for Ryan Acevedo. Advances. All right, that's what I like to hear. More claps. Let's get the fans. You guys got to I know it's cold, but the best thing about when it's cold is clapping.
Warms your hands.
Yes.
Warms your hands. So make some noise. Clap your hands. Warms you up.
Yes.
Ryan Acevedo getting the win, eliminating our King of OSW. He cannot reign again.
Oh, there can be only one. Well, will we? It looks like then. Well, no, we still have the former King of OSW, Matt DeGinja here.
Actually, these are two former King of OSWs. This is going to be not this next battle, but the battle after are two former King of OSWs, Chris Rios and Matt DeGinja.
But our next battle is Christian Catrone versus Byron Parrish. That's going to be an exciting battle to watch.
I really can't wait for this one. I think both are strong drivers. Byron Parrish, let's see, what is he driving?
Do you even lift, bro?
He is
How do you know they're strong?
in the white and green LS Turbo S14 going up against a LS-powered C6 Corvette. Cool. So similar power, different chassis. Byron coming to us from Jacksonville. Christian Catrone just out in Fern Park.
Yeah. There you go. Byron Parrish is at the line. Looks like Christian Catrone will be leading first in that BMR Chevy Corvette. Both drivers locked and loaded. Both beautiful cars. I love the neon. I love when the cars get all lit up and it makes it exciting.
I think there should be a requirement for neon and lights for King of OSW.
I concur. All right, Christian Catrone out front, full throttle down the straight, throwing it in, getting deep in that first outside zone. Can Parrish hang with Christian Catrone? And he is right there, side by side, transition through transition. Byron trying to apply that pressure, making sure Christian Catrone feels his presence in that chase position, but Christian Catrone surging forward. Byron making a little correction there from the chase position, trying to close that gap. Both drivers transitioning at final. Look at Byron, almost thrown into it, side to side, give it up for Byron Parrish and Christian Catrone.
Awesome run. And again, I can't believe that we're just in top 16 because these runs are so good. And I really hate to see some of these drivers have to be eliminated. I think Christian Catrone.
I need a refill. Yeah, uno más. Dang it.
I think Christian Catrone here in the Corvette just swings his car right into that outer zone. Does kind of cut in a little early maybe, but I think it is respect where it's due, to where he went in deep. He made sure that he put his car where he wants to go, and really thinks about that next corner as Byron Parrish in that white and green S13, or I'm sorry, S14, just has to kind of adapt to it.
Yes, I can really use some ale. Does anybody got some ale? Any fans out there got some ale I can consume? So wait, second half of the battle. Parrish out front. Catrone, look at Catrone in the chase position. Almost pushing Byron Parrish in the chase position. Byron doing a great job in the lead position, filling out that first outside. Both cars almost side by side, making their way through that Manji section. Look at Christian.
Yes!
Oh, my God. Yes! Oh, this is crazy. I can't believe what I'm seeing.
Oh, my God. How did that happen? I mean, I think Christian just way overpowered into the front wheel of Byron Parrish. We have a judge coming over to look at the replay. So let's run number 2 back. Byron Parrish will be out in front in the white and green S14. Christian Catrone and the Corvette chasing him down. Things look nice and tidy, nice and aggressive by Christian Catrone, swinging on that rear bumper in the transition. But through the Manji, I think this is where that LS Turbo just really starts to create all this smoke. Maybe Christian got lost in it, and then bam, door on door.
Ouch. Oh, it's eliminating. It's getting vicious. They're out for blood. I'm telling you, it's getting violent out there. We're working our way through the competition, and it's taking each other out. This is a duel to be had.
We were talking about how this is just for fun, but that looks like it was for blood.
Yeah, that looks like, there's some feelings hurt there. I think we're going to see some people throwing down. I'm joking.
Either way, hope you guys are warming up, staying warm, and having fun. This is still just top 16. I know.
I'm parched.
We
I'm
are
parched.
already seeing a couple collisions, a couple close battles. How are we doing, OSW? Make some noise.
Does anybody have some ale? I'm feeling quite parched. I could use some refreshment, some nourishment. No? No? Any fans? No? Yes! Oh, it's swimming. I'll be right back.
Byron gets the win. Byron Parrish gets the win. Christian Catrone eliminated. So as Tim gets his ale, we will move on to the next battle. Byron Parrish will move on to the top 8. Christian Catrone, unfortunately,
Shout out to the fans for keeping me.
Oh, that's a Busch Light, man.
Bush.
Is that even?
Do I have to change my accent? Wee! I got a bush.
Yeah. But either way, Christian Catrone eliminated from competition, coming to us
Thank
from
you.
Friend Park.
Thank you.
Sponsored by BMR, Kansai, and Tire Stacks. So we will move on to our next battle. I really can't wait for this one. Chris Rios against Matt the Ginge. Matt the Ginge, former King of OSW. Chris Rios, former King of OSW. I think like 2020. And then Chris Rios like 2021, I want to say. I'm just kind of making some wild guesses here.
Sounds good to me. I'm good with it.
Yeah. I want to say these dates do have some validity to them.
Wait, I got an announcement. I want to say congratulations to Manuel and Margarita Ramos for getting married, I believe, correct? Yes,
Woo!
Congratulations. Give it up, fans. Come on, give it together. They're tying the knot. Yes, I am happily married. Marriage is a good thing.
Yep.
Congratulations, Manuel and Margarita Ramos.
Woo!
Yeah. Good job. She said yes.
They will
She said yes.
Drift away together.
Drift away. Drift into the night. Sorry.
There was
I had all this money in front of me. What do I do with it? Oh, wait, this isn't mine. Dang it.
Not yet. You have to first get a car and compete in King of OSW.
I hear music.
Yep.
Should we shut up?
Yeah.
All right. Shutting up. Best fans, like, they bring me drinks. This is amazing. Yeah! Woo! That's right. Thank you. Much love. I feel it. I feel the love. And it's Christmas right around the corner.
Ooh.
I hope everybody's doing their Christmas shopping.
Yep.
Amazon. I mean, going to the mall and Amazon.
Yep. All of the above.
Yeah.
Plenty of gifts. Thanksgiving is next week. So
right. This is Black Friday.
Yep. Originally this event was on Black Friday.
Oh, give me the history, please.
So back in 2011.
Oh, yes, I see.
Some event organizers at CFRC.
Oh, do tell.
Decided to put an event at.
They put it, did they?
They put it in the schedule as Black Friday.
Mm.
And it was actually on Black Friday. It was the day after Thanksgiving to just come out here and drift not here, but at CFRC, which is now a bus parking lot. They wanted to just have a little drift event. Usually we have run drag racing on those Fridays, but instead we did a drift event, and 14 years later or so, we're still here. Chris Rios out in front, red 350Z. Matt the Ginge, blue 350Z, chasing him down.
All right, Matt the Ginge in his red 350Z. Go figure, right? Chased down by Rios. Look at Rios applying the pressure. Can Rios take out Matt the Ginge? We shall see. Applying the pressure, doing a good job of Matt. Putting down amazing lead run. Putting the car where it needs to be. Both cars transitioning through that. Wow! Oh my God, they get a hit. It's amazing. I can't believe it. Give it up for Matt the Ginge and Rios as they make their way off the course.
The first one was on Black Friday. We changed it to the weekend before. Ran it 2 years the weekend before. Weekend of Black
We have
Friday, no one showed up.
Matt the Ginge out front. Both cars transitioning, but Rios doing an amazing job in the chase position. Look, he's almost paid in the door of Matt the Ginge as they. Ooh, this is sexy. Huh? I kind of like this.
So Matt the Ginge you saw on the drone replay had a big error on that Manji. I kind of spotted it from here, but I think the drone footage really kind of solidified what happened. It might have been opposite drift because you're kind of supposed to be pointed the other direction through that part of the course.
I mean, this is people getting married. There's drifting going on. Christmas is around the corner. People bringing me drink. This is amazing. I'm having the time of my life. This is amazing. I thank you guys for having me. This is amazing. I love it.
So either way, they'll be switching it up. Matt the Ginge will lead. He's in the blue 350Z. Chris Rios will be chasing him down in the red 350Z.
All right, here we go. Matt out front. Christian giving chase. Both drivers locked and loaded in there. I think I misspoke her last round. I did, didn't I? Look at Rios applying the pressure. Whoa, I can't believe there was no contact during that transition. Kind of a break tap there, but he's still able to hold together, maintain drift side by side. Christian Rios in the chase position. Look at him apply the pressure to Matt Ginge as they make their way towards that final outer zone. Both cars transitioning, doing a great job. Both the lead and chase driver. Give it up for Matt Ginge. And Rios. I'm sorry I misspoke earlier. I just assumed, Matt the Ginge, red. Yeah, that was my fault. I apologize.
I get it. But super great run. I mean, Chris Rios, super aggressive the whole entire way around. Matt the Ginge putting down an awesome lead run. We're able to look at the chase run right here. Chris Rios taking the shallower angle to gain proximity. But then through the transition, everything's fine.
You guys want to see us go one more time?
Make some noise if you want to see this go one more time.
Yeah, I think they want to see one more time.
All right, first, all my Ginge fans, make some noise. All my Chris Rios fans, make some noise.
Ooh, that was pretty close.
All my one more time fans, make some noise. I don't know. I think the fans have a clear cut. Right, yeah. Judges are deliberating. They're taking a look at the replays to, kind of make sure that they're making a fair and honest call, given the circumstances that occurred out on the track. So I want to say, Chris Rios, love the aggressiveness despite the error from Ginge on the previous run. There's really no spotters here, so how could he really know? He just wants to, put it in his door the whole entire time. Quite literally right there.
I love it.
Right, literally on the last corner.
Guys, if you're not logged on to the YouTube channel Drift Sessions, you're not seeing the replays. You're not seeing these door bangers. These guys just painting the side of each other's cars. So if you can, get on the YouTube, check out Drift Sessions.
Chris Rios gets the win.
Rios taking out Matt the Ginge. Oh, my goodness. You said Rios is a previous king?
Yes.
Wow. So can he recapture the throne? We're about to find out shortly.
He's on his way. Steven Tasnero eliminated. He is the only former King of OSW left in competition, so the chances are looking good. Unfortunately for Matt the Ginge in that blue 350Z, he's out, coming to us from Winter Park. Big shout out to his sponsor, BC Racing. Right. Moving on to our next battle, Dustin Patton in the white 350Z. He'll be leading with Leo Alvarado there behind. This should be interesting. We have a, pretty much bone stock 350Z against a Skyline. All
right, well, here we go. Dustin out front. Leo giving chase. Dustin definitely excited to be advancing on the top 16. Can he make his way past Leo and advance on the top 8? But look at Leo applying that pressure to Dustin from the chase position. Both drivers side by side making their way down the Manji Straight. Dustin doing a good job in the lead position, making the transition nice and smooth. Oh! Look at Leo diving in a little too aggressive, causing him to shallow up. Dustin holding it together, making his way off the course. Give it up for Leo and Dustin as they make their way off the course. Wow, that was
solid lead run by Dustin in the white 350Z. He was able to kind of just kind of mosey on as he wants. And then Leo Alvarado in the Skyline making some aggressive moves, but I think his aggressiveness might have bit him back. Yeah, I really think, especially in that second to last corner where he made that big lunge right here.
Whoa!
Just had to stomp on the brakes. Unfortunately, that did kind of cause him to mess up his line and possibly get out of drift.
Right. Right. So now if that a little contact there towards
they did
the end, yeah, it was impressive there, but too little, too late there. Right now, Dustin does seem to have the advantage. Can Dustin advance on? He's going to be ecstatic. Dustin with Dustin Motors, you know him, and he's always out here. Here we go. Both drivers. Leo out front. Dustin in the chase position. Both drivers initiating through that first outside zone. Leo doing a good job getting deep. Dustin not too far behind. Leo starting to put a gap on Dustin as they make their way through that second turn. Both drivers heading into that Manji section towards the back, making their transition. Dustin starting to fall back. Dustin needs to close that gap. Leo is out front. Leo did make a mistake on that last run, but Dustin still has to apply that pressure from the chase position. Can he gain proximity? He is starting to reel him in. Wasn't too late, but give it up for Dustin and Leo Alvarado as they make their way off the course.
Make some noise, OSW. This is kind of a David versus Goliath kind of battle, to where you have the higher powered Skyline against the stock 350Z. Dustin Motors and the white 350Z just kind of hanging in there as best as he can, shallowing up where he can and where he sees as the best opportunity. And he at least tries to keep an active chase. Goes a little bit too deep, drops a tire, but then catches up right before the end to impress the judges. This is going to be a hard battle to call, but I think we have a decision.
Dustin wins because Leo zeroed on his lead, I believe.
So Dustin Patton will get the win. Dustin Patton will move on.
Wow.
Leo Alvarado zeroing out on his lead run.
Wow, give it up for Dustin and Dustin Motors.
On the run number one. I'm sorry.
Correct. For the first run.
He was chasing.
Mm-hmm. Too
got
aggressive.
a zero.
Right.
Run number 2, Dustin doing a good enough job.
Dustin did what he had to do to take the win and advance on to the top 8. He's got to be beyond ecstatic right now. He was just hoping to get one victory. He's walking into the top 8 with 2 victories, taking out 2 competitors.
Speaking of top 8, we're in the top 8.
What? We're in the top 8?
All right, let's get energized, guys. This is where it gets fast and furious.
Yeah.
We have Ryan Sevilla against Louis Lizardi. Louis Lizardi in the blue E46 BMW, Ryan in the red FRS out in front. Take it away.
All right, Ryan doing a good job filling out that first outside zone. Lewis has got to apply that pressure, but man, what a great job both drivers are doing as they make their way throughout the course. This is amazing. This is so fun to watch. Look at Lewis. Whoa! Lewis almost diving in too hard, able to maintain control. Both drivers making their way through that final outer zone. Look at Lewis apply that pressure. Is it going to be enough to take? Wow.
Make some noise, King of OSW.
Took my breath away.
Oh, my God. Every single corner, every single turn, it seemed like they were trying to take each other's heads off. I love the aggression.
I love it.
The lead driver really aggressive with the speed, with the angle, with the line going deep into the turns, and then Louis Lizardi able to keep up. That was amazing.
Yeah.
Make some noise.
Wow, Sylvia just doing a good job in that lead position and putting his car where he needs to be. But Lou is so aggressive in that chase position, but right there maybe a little too aggressive, but able to maintain control, calm, cool, collect, and make his way off the course.
I don't know, Tim. I don't think that there's such a thing as too aggressive at King of OSW.
We want blood. There's blood in the water.
All right, here we go. They'll be switching it up. Ryan Sevilla will be chasing down Louis Lizardi in the blue E46 BMW.
All right, Louis Lizardi known to have a rocket ship in that BMW, making his way down the straight. But Ryan right there with the both drivers making their way through that first outside zone. Look at Ryan trying to apply the pressure. Say, hey, listen, Louis, I can apply the same pressure. No! Major correction by Ryan in the chase position, but he's still there trying to gain proximity. Lewis just seems to have a rocket ship making his way through that Manji section.
Oh, no! Lewis is way off!
Oh, no! Are you kidding? I can't believe it. Lewis, he might have had it in the bag. Oh, that's just crazy. Oh, I can't believe what I'm saying. Unbelievable.
What just happened to him?
A whole bunch of nonsense just happened, and I can't believe I got to witness it live. Look at Ryan. Ryan in the chase position seems to make a major mistake, almost taking himself out of competition. But at the end of the course, they look, both drivers managing through that final straight. Lewis coming in way too hot and just washing out way wide and almost taking him out of competition. What happened?
I have no idea. I don't know if this goes to a 0-0 run number 2. I don't know. It's going to be hard to make a decision as a judge. What do you think, crowd? Is it the blue BMW? Make some
Give it up for Louis Lizardi.
Louis Lizardi, blue BMW, or Ryan Sovia in the red FRS? What about it one more time? Could it go to a one more time? I don't know. It's going to be tough.
Do you want to see some axes and some shields and have them bottle it out?
Because they went so aggressive.
Yes!
I would like to see it go again.
Oh, man, this is great.
Ryan Sovia gets the win. Ryan Sovia in the red FRS gets the win. Unfortunately, Louis Lizardi
just taking himself out.
Yeah, I really think it came down to that just second to last corner.
Ah, man. He had it, and it looked like he had it in the bag, but we've seen this time and time again. You never know what's going to happen, and it always comes down to just the final end of the course. Ryan definitely looked happy there, leaving the line, excited to advance on into competition because he's in contention now for that King title.
And then big props to Louis Lizardi in that blue E46 BMW coming to us from the Florida Mall, sponsored by Drift HQ and BC Racing. Glad that he was able to come out here for King of OSW, but unfortunately, he's eliminated.
Right, and one thing we do want to remind you guys, typically we see all these battles for second, third, and fourth, and I don't think we're going to see that, are we? It's just all or nothing, right?
It's all or nothing. We have our first Final Four competitor, which is Ryan Sovia, who you just saw. Louis Lizardi eliminated. Now for the winner of this, we'll move on and battle Ryan Sovia. So Tom Perner in that blue BRZ, he'll be seeing battle with Andrew Grindle in the red C6 Corvette. See any Corvette fans out there? Make some noise. We like him. We hate him. Indifferent.
Can I get a yeehaw? If you like Corvette, give yeehaw! Yeah, there we go. Pew!
And if you like BRZs, can we get a vape cloud going?
A vape? Did you say? Puff a cloud for us.
Puff a cloud if you're a
clouds.
Subaru fan.
Oh, man. Let's see the clouds. Oh,
we got one.
Yeah. That's so wrong.
That's the best I got.
It's all love out here.
Let me see your mods, man. All right, so Tom Perner in the blue BRZ will be leading. Andrew Grindle on the red C6 will be chasing. I'm excited.
Yep.
Every single battle has been so good.
Yes, Perner's out front. Definitely a lesser horsepower vehicle. Grindle trying to apply that pressure. Perner did not too bad a job. Could have got deeper in that first outside zone. But Grindle right there with him, maintaining composure. Probably knows he has a slightly more power. Whoa, kind of a correction there from Grindle in the chase position. A little wobble. But Perner doing a great job in the lead position, filling out the zones. Nice transition through that Monty section. Both drivers making their way through that final outer zone. Grindle trying to apply that final pressure, but Perner holding it together. Give it up for Perner and Grindle as they make their way off the course. This is exciting.
What a way to start off this run. I think, both drivers super aggressive, but also super accurate, and it's really good to see this. Despite just being a fun, competition on a skid pad, these drivers are really in tune with their cars and where to put them and how to get the most amount of angle. A little bit of a shallow angle from Grindle.
Yeah.
I didn't notice that until we saw the drift footage or the drone footage. So I don't know how that will work out.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens. The judges are going to use all that to be able to analyze and determine a winner. But we need to get the drivers back up to the line and see the second half of this battle.
Yep, they'll be switching it up. Andrew Grindle will lead, and Tom Perner in the blue BRZ will be chasing. So I would say it's pretty even between both drivers going into run number 2.
Yeah.
So either way, we hope you are having a great time here at OSW. Want to shout out to our sponsors, Injuku Racing, Grip Royal, Tyler's Hope, in Aerofab, Smoke Daddy, Drift House, Sorcery, King Performance, Momentum, Team Tara, ESP,
Drift Sessions.
Drift Sessions. No, that's fair. And Emrod Automotive. Also, the prize package will be an Injuku Racing $250 gift card along with the Grip Royal wheel and $500 in ones. And our newest prize, a 10mm wrench.
Yes, we love those 10 mils. All right, here we go. Grindle out front. Perner giving chase. Both drivers making their way. Whoa, look at Grindle deep in that first outside zone, but not phasing Perner whatsoever. Both drive, nice transition. Wow, can Grindle pull away from Perner in that chase position? And both drivers doing an amazing job. Grindle really filling out the zones, starting to put a little gap as they make their way to the final section of this course. Both drivers, that last transition, it could be all or nothing here. Make it or break it for Grindle. Can he fill out that final outer zone? Great job of right there with him. And Perner, give it up for both drivers as they make their way off the course. Wow, that was amazing.
That was so good. Andrew Grindle, excellent job as a lead driver, filling in every single outer zone that he can find. Though Tom Perner keeping up with him, and it's really good to see that BRZ is able to keep on the tail of that Corvette. I would hate to be a judge right now. I don't know both of them. What do you guys think? Make some noise for Andrew Grindle. Make some noise for the blue BRZ, Tom Perner.
Ooh.
Make some noise for her one more time. Yeah.
Ooh,
that was kind of a wet fish kind of response from the one more time. So I think the crowd knows who they want. Andrew Grindle. Andrew Grindle gets the win. Andrew Grindle will
America
move
wins.
on.
America wins. American muscle.
Do it for Dale.
All right, there, the official decision.
So
Grindle advance on.
Grindle will join Ryan Sevilla in the Final Four. Now off to the other side, Ryan Acevedo and Byron Parrish. Byron Parrish, I'm really happy to see him all the way up into the Grade 8 with an opportunity to be in the Final Four with this white and green S14. But he's got a tough competitor with Ryan Acevedo. He's in his street car. He's in his fun car. It's just a silver 350Z. It's not the LS that he usually drives in Pro-Am. So how will he react to a lower-powered car? So either way.
Wow, this is going to be an exciting battle. Both drivers experienced. Like you said, Ryan Acevedo not in his competition car, but definitely has the skill and the ability to take out any competitor out here.
I would say so.
Will he be able to utilize that seemingly stock 350Z and take out Parrish? We're about to find out.
Actually, both drivers are from Jacksonville.
Woo,
yeah, Ryan Acevedo from the 904 and Byron Parrish from the 904.
We have any Jacksonville people out here? Jacksonville people? Oh, woohoo! I didn't say haters, but hey, tell me how you really feel.
Duval. He wasn't saying boo.
Oh, okay.
He was saying
so there
Duval.
you go. Thank you for the education. I'm from South Florida. I don't know anything above Orlando.
I don't get it either.
Is there life above Orlando? I don't even know. I'm so ignorant, it's not even funny.
It's mostly animals and nature.
And water. And
not concrete and strip malls.
Oh, I'm so ignorant, it's not even funny.
It's all right, though. We are super excited to move on to the next battle, but we don't have cars to see end the battle. I don't know where they are right now. So Tommy's probably yelling at people through the radio, and we'd also still like to make a quick shout-out to our sponsors, Injuku Racing, Grip Royal. They are providing a permanently etched racing wheel.
Yeah, shout out to Scott. Scott. Yeah, I still love my wheel, man.
Yep, and we got our $500 in ones, as well as our other sponsors, Tyler's Hope, Aerofab, Smoke Daddy, Drift House, Sorcery, King's Performance, Momentum, Team Terra, ESP Custom Designs.
Oh, Drift Sessions. Woo!
MROD Automotive.
All right.
And here we go. We have both drivers lined up and ready to go. Ryan Acevedo in the silver 350Z and Byron Parrish in the white and green S14. Good wide line by Ryan Acevedo. The white S14 having to kind of take a little bit of a shortcut, throw a little left foot brake to kind of settle that LS turbo engine that's throwing down so much power in that S14. But Ryan Acevedo cruising smooth, but oh no, Byron Parrish shutting it down, completely straining there on his chase run. That is not a good sign, but still kind of making up for it with some bangs and pops from the exhaust of the Byron Parrish S14.
Wow, look at that. But Ryan really doing a great job with that lead run. Parrish really running shallow to that first outside zone, which is surprising because he definitely seems to have the higher horsepower vehicle. Both drivers look like they're making their way through that Manji section nice. Parrish applying the pressure he needs to, but right about here you're going to see a major mistake by Parrish. I don't know if it was a power issue or something with the vehicle where he came out of power, but definitely a mechanical issue or just a miscalculated move.
I think it goes exactly back to what you were saying about, this David versus Goliath mentality, to where you don't need a high-powered car. You just need to be able to, judge your own grip and judge your own car to where if you're against a slower driver or a lower-powered car, that you can still kind of maintain drift while in the chase.
Right, exactly.
And I honestly think Byron Parrish kind of screwed the pooch on that one.
Yeah, well, he shouldn't be doing that. That's not good. We don't want to see that. But anyways, one thing I find interesting is that it also comes down to which vehicle can withstand the abuse that these drivers are putting them through. With a competition like this, King of OSW, the drivers don't get breaks. They just bang, 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 just keep going battle after battle. Byron Parrish out front. Ryan Acevedo not too far behind. Both drivers into that first outside zone. Parrish really shallow through that first outside zone. Ryan far back, though. Ryan needs to close that gap if he wants to be able to secure this victory. He may know he already has an advantage going into the second half of the battle, but Byron Parrish almost running away from Ryan Acevedo as they make the way towards the end of the course. Final transition, Byron Parrish trying to get deep, kind of shallow there. Ryan Acevedo, also known as Ryan Avocado, making their way up the course. Give it up for Byron Parrish and Ryan Acevedo.
I want to say I was completely expecting this type of run to where a higher power car will just run away and the lower powered car just has to kind of make do with what he's got. And honestly, I think it's pretty clear that Ryan Acevedo, despite being lower powered, did a really good job of trying to maintain proximity. Ryan Acevedo gets the win. Byron Parrish zeroing on his first run,
Whoa.
I'm assuming.
Is Ryan going to get this guac I got in front of me right now with all those avocados underneath that engine? I don't know. We're going to see right now. But Ryan Acevedo making his way into the Final Four. One more battle to see who he faces. So he's going to either battle Rios or
Patton.
Wow.
Yeah, so either way, he's going up against another 350Z. But big shout-out to Byron Parrish coming out here from Jacksonville in that white S14. Big shout-out to his sponsor, Fortunato and Interstate Performance. Moving on to our last top 8 battle. We have Chris Rios and Dustin Patton, two 350Zs. There's a lot on this.
Rios, a former king, correct?
Correct.
So can he regain that? Can he take that crown home again at the 2022 King of OSW? We're about to find out, but he's got to get past Patton first. So here we go. Both drivers making their way to Rios out front. Patton way behind. Patton has his hands, he's got his hands full with Rios, as Rios is almost just running away from Patton as both drivers make their way through that back section there, that Manji section. Look at Rios just running away from Patton. Patton, unfortunately, off in the course. A little too much for him, unfortunately, for Patton. He's giving Rios the advantage. Rios just putting down a clinic, putting the car where it needs to be.
Yeah, unfortunately for Patton, going off-road there is going to be a major, major error, and, it's going to put him at a pretty big disadvantage. Unfortunately, there are no Buc-ee's in that direction.
Oh, no.
So I don't know where he was trying to go.
No brisket sandwiches for you, my man.
So get that jerky back on the turkey, and let's get Dustin Patton maybe back out here for a lead run.
Well, hey, it ain't over yet. We've seen stranger things happen. Can something happen? Can Rios botch it up in the chase position? He's going to go against a slower car in Patton. So we talk about this quite often, right? The David versus Goliath scenario, how we've seen a lower horsepower car take out the higher horsepower car. But we've also, a lot of times it comes down to that faster car having to chase down a lower car. And when some of these cars are so gripped up and dialed in the way they are, chasing down that slower car, it proves to be very difficult. But we're about to find out right now as Rios is going to chase, Patton's going to lead. Both drivers making their way down the straight. Patton, whoa! Very aggressive, but causing him way shallow. A little too aggressive on that little Manji entry there. But now, look, Rios has to maintain. He's got to maintain drift. He's got to maintain drift. He's got to chase down that slower car, Patton. But Patton not putting the car where it needs to be, proving to be almost an unchaseable run. Is it unchaseable? Will the judges deem that an unchaseable run? Very shallow to that first outside zone. Rios and Patton making their way off the course.
I don't know. typically try not. I don't like these runs in the top 8 to where it's just kind of sloppy. Is Patton goes super shallow, super early entry, and then but we see Chris Rios straighten right through here. He's like understeering, and maybe he's in drift, maybe he's not. I'd like to see the drone replay if we got one, but it's kind of a sloppy run by both drivers after another driver already zeroing on the previous run.
Wow, it's definitely a shame. How is this going to turn out? I don't really know, but Patton just not putting the car where it needs to be.
Yeah. So, we got a winner. Chris Rios. Chris Rios gets the win. Chris Rios eliminates Dustin Patton, but big shout out to Dustin Patton coming to us from St. Cloud.
So we have
so be sure to check him out.
So I'm sorry to cut you off.
Our
next battle, Sovia versus Grindle. Sovia out front, Grindle chasing him down. Who's going to win? This is going to be for the king. Whoever wins this battle is going to face off the other competitor and be able to take home the crown. Which one of these two drivers will be able to battle it out against the other competitor? We're about to find out. But look at Grindle trying to reel in. Sovia as both drivers make their way through that final outer zone. Look at Sovia diving in next and whoa! Really deep into that first outer zone. Give it up for Grindle and Sovia.
Wow. That was incredible. Ryan Sovia throwing it in super deep right there at the end, impressing the judges. I think Andrew Grindle did an admirable job of trying to keep up, but I think this is the Ryan Sovia show right now.
I agree. Does he go by Mofongo Drift?
What's up?
Does he go by Mofongo?
Who, Ryan Sovia?
Is that Mofongo? Yeah, Mofongo Drift. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I don't know if he really likes Mofongo. Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah. I mean, I think Mofongo is awesome.
I love Mofongo. I'm going to Puerto Rico next weekend.
I mean, you came to Orlando. I hope you at least got some Mofongo.
I haven't had a chance. We're kind of coming and going, but I'm going to be in Puerto Rico next weekend. I'm going to get some.
Well, yeah, just get it out the source.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Anyways, drifting.
Drifting. Yeah, we're talking about drifting. Not food. I'm hungry.
I am a little hungry, too. Andrew Grindle will now lead as Ryan Sovia will be chasing him down in that red FRS. Can't wait.
Yes, this is exciting. Grindle's been doing an amazing job being extremely consistent.
Will Andrew Grindle be able to channel his inner do it for Dale?
I don't know. Can he do it for Dale? Or is the Mofongo going to take over? Look at Ryan in the chase position, applying that pressure. But Grindle doing an amazing job putting his car where it needs to be, allowing the Mofongo Drift to get all in the pocket. Both drivers making their way down the straight, transitioning. Ryan needs to apply it. Whoa, look at Ryan surging forward, but making the correction he needs to so he doesn't dive in too hard. But Grindle filling out the zones, flicking into that final outer zone. Both drivers making their way through that final outer zone. Give it up for Grindle and Mofongo Drift. Ryan Sovia.
Woo! I really think that Ryan put the sauce on that one. I think he just put his car exactly right on the door of Andrew Grindle. I mean, it was looking pretty good from our perspective. Now looking at the drone, it doesn't look like he escaped. Andrew Grindle wasn't able to escape the clutches of Ryan Sovia's chase run. So.
Yeah, and if it's Mofongo, then you know it's what kind of sauce that is.
So either way, it goes to the judges.
It's Moho. He's all into Moho.
Grindle gets the win due to lead to lead. Like,
lead to lead.
Okay. Runs, they were both good, obviously, but Andrew killed the lead run.
All right, so it will go down to the lead runs. Both chase runs were awesome, but it will go down to the lead run. And Andrew Grindle gets the win, eliminating Ryan Sovia.
Andrew Grindle in contention, possibly. Can he take the crown?
Yes, he is now in the finals. He will be seeing the winner of this next battle, Ryan Acevedo and Chris Rios, 2 350Zs. Either way, Grindle is going to see battle with either of these guys. Ryan Acevedo, a really talented driver. So is Chris Rios in that 350Z. This is going to be a really even match, too, because both are VQs.
Yeah,
no turbo.
We almost got a Latin dinner, though. We almost had avocado versus Mofongo. Anyways, then we got Ryan Acevedo out front. Chris Rios going to try to apply that pressure. Both drivers making their way through that first outside zone. Acevedo could have been deeper, but look at Rios applying the pressure in the chase position right there, side by side, making their way through that second turn. Now, whoa, look at the cars, side by side through the Manji section. Ryan doing a great job out front, but look at Rios trying to really apply that pressure, making his presence felt. Is Rios in that chase position, but Ryan not being phased whatsoever. Both drivers give it up for Ryan Acevedo and Rios as they make their way off the course.
There
Whoa.
we go. This is what the skid pad was made for. This is what 350Zs do best here at OSW, is just getting through the skid pad. It's just like what you saw. Chris Rios did kind of shallow up here and there, and it's really tough to, kind of judge whether or not that was for proximity or just because he couldn't keep up with Ryan Acevedo in a basically stock 350Z.
Right, it was definitely, but it's not over yet. We still have the second half of this battle. Both drivers got to make their way back to the starting line. Now, Ryan Acevedo, Ryan Avocado, however you know him, is going to have to chase down, which seemingly is a faster vehicle in Rios as they make their way back around the course.
You know what it is because Chris Rios has the VQ HR.
Ah, he has the HR, the old HR trick.
That 20 horsepower has been a huge difference.
And it is. Both cars sounding like trumpets, making their way through that first outside zone. Chris doing a better job through that first outside zone. Ryan falling back slightly, trying to close that gap and apply that pressure. But Rios definitely putting a distance in comparing both lead and chase runs. But here we go. Ryan trying to dive in for the attack. Is a little too late. Chris Rios really putting the car where it needs to be. Ryan is applying that pressure, but it just seems that Rios might have the advantage. Give it up for Rios and Acevedo.
I would really hate to be a judge right now. That's a tough call. Both drivers doing excellent jobs on their respective lead and chase runs. What do we think, OSW? Silver, 350Z, Ryan Acevedo. Does he get the win? What about Chris Rios? Does he get the win in the red? I don't know.
What about one more time? Oh, I guess not.
Oh, yeah, they don't want it one more time. Chris Rios gets the win.
Give it up for Chris Rios, Ryan Acevedo. Valiant effort. I wonder if he's wishing he brought his bigger weapon.
Just sitting out there.
Oh, it's right there,
in the pits.
right?
Yeah, he could have grabbed that instead. But nonetheless, Chris Rios, Andrew Grindle, and the finals. Who do you got? I'm so excited.
Wow, who's going to be king? Will it be Andrew Grindle or Chris Rios? I'm not too sure. I think we should make them duel. And we are. We're going to make them duel. We're going to battle it out. It's going to be a bloodbath.
They're going to joust for these $500 in ones,
Joust.
A Grip Royal steering wheel that says King of OSW on it, and a $250 gift card from Injuku Racing.
Joust.
It's going to be close. I can't wait.
I'd love to see a joust.
Yeah, they might. You know what? We could do drift joust.
That would be amazing.
We could tie one of these cones to the front of the car.
Yes.
And then
I
have them
like where this is going.
Have them go opposite to each other.
All right, give it up for our final battle. This is for the King of OSW. Give it up. Let them hear you. Wow, Grindle out front. Rios chase Grindle nice and deep into that first outside zone. Rios right there with them, applying that pressure. Both drivers flicking into that second turn. Wow, look at Rios applying the pressure to Grindle. Both drivers doing an amazing job, inches away as they transition. Rios, wow, look at Rios dive in. Can he cause a mistake from Grindle as both drivers make their way through the final transition? Give it up for Grindle and Rios. Amazing battle. King of OSW 2022. Who's he going to be?
I don't know. It looked like Chris Rios almost pushed Andrew Grindle into the wall on the last corner.
Robbins racing.
It's so close.
I like this. This is violent. It's great. I don't know, man. Look at it. Side by side, both drivers making their way. We're watching on a live stream, watching that replay. Grindle's doing a good job, staying nice and wide, but look at Rios, man. He's almost door-to-door tire, putting his tire almost into the door of Grindle. Both drivers, final transition. Look, Grindle way deep, almost into the wall.
I just love that pivot from Chris Rios, being able to just get right on the door in the transition. That's a really tough move to do as a driver, but I think Chris Rios has really aced it with this chase run.
We'll see. I mean, both drivers are in it to win it. It's all or nothing. Give it up for both drivers as they make their way. Let them hear you guys as they make their way down the straight. We have Grindle versus Rios for the crown, and it's exciting. Let's get it started. Both drivers getting a thumbs up. Both drivers locked and loaded, ready to do battle, ready to take each other out. Here we go. Grindle versus Rios. Both drivers, Rios out front, nice transition, getting deep in that first outside zone. It's not over yet. Grindle's in for the attack. Rios slightly pulling forward. Grindle cutting the line, trying to gain that proximity. Can he get back in the pocket? Can he take out Rios? But Rios running away. Oh my goodness. I can't even talk anymore. It's just so exciting. Ah!
Make
Rios
some noise, OSW.
This is amazing. Give it up for Rios and Grindle as they make their way throughout the course. Oh man, this is just exciting. I'm loving it. I'm losing my voice.
I think that was a totally worthy battle to lose your voice in. Chris Rios out in front in the red 350Z. It's looking pretty solid, but Andrew Grindle is able to match every single move. So
are we going to bring them out front?
They have a decision. They'll announce the winner out front. So still.
Are you not entertained? Woo! Come on, let me hear you. Are you not entertained? All right, see, that's what I like to hear.
There we go.
You guys
there
are
we go.
awesome.
I know it's cold. But let me tell you, the action on the track was hot.
It was so hot. It warmed me up. I know what my problem is. I could use another ale. My cup runneth full, not.
I don't know if your plug went away to the
I know,
heater.
it's okay. It's all right. I appreciate all the love. Everybody's been great.
Yep.
We're going to get the drivers out here. We're going to announce the king. Steve-O, you going to take the money out there?
Yeah, I'm taking it far away from you.
Oh, good call. Good call. Ooh, that's a beautiful vehicle right there. So once again, the king will receive a $250 Injuku gift card, a custom, one-of-a-kind King of OSW Grip Royal steering wheel, and $500 in ones. Use it however you want to. I'm not going to tell you how to use it, but that's what they're walking away. And a 10mm ratchet wrench. It doesn't get much better than that.
All right, so there is a decision, but before we announce the winner, let's give a big round of applause to all of our competitors that have put their blood, sweat, and tears to come out here tonight. But there can only be one King of OSW.
That's right, there can only be one.
So the King of OSW, 2022, Black Friday. He drives a red car.
Woo!
He has a beard.
Woo!
His name is Chris Rios in the 350Z.
Give it up! Wow! Wow! Taking out the competition. Chris Rios, look at the crown! Look at the cape! It's unbelievable! He's going to cherish this for years to come. This is going down in history as a night to remember.
Awesome job by both drivers. I mean, Andrew Grindle, super close.
That's amazing. I having a blast all night.
I don't know.
I've been having ale brought to me, just hand and foot. The crowd is amazing. I love you, OSW, and I love you, Steve.
Such a great event. Such a great event. It seemed like every single battle was top-notch.
Amazing. Absolutely.
But, of course, there can only be one. So make some noise one last time for Chris Rios.
Andrew Grindle was the only one to nail his lead run exactly how we were looking for pretty much every single run.
Yep, so we're just getting word that Andrew Grindle, unfortunately not the king, but he was the only driver to nail the lead run exactly how they were asking for. He did amazing. Both drivers did wonderful, and I need to stop talking in this accent.
I honestly thought that there was 3 announcers tonight.
3?
Yeah. Myself, you, and your Scottish version.
Oh, my Scottish version. Yes, I love the Scottish version. It's very entertaining. I like to roll the R's.
Either way, we have just completed another King of OSW here
Yes.
at Orlando Speed World. Tim Murphy, thank you so much.
No, thank you.
Drift Sessions, thank you so much. Our sound guys, our track guys, everyone bringing this event together. Thank you for putting on such a great night, such a great event. And then we'll see you next time, maybe for Spring Break Bash.
Hey, that would be amazing. You never know. If you guys enjoyed it and you want us back, please check us out. Hey, listen, I know it's a shameless plug, but check us out, YouTube Drift Sessions, Instagram Drift Sessions, tag us, hashtag Drift Sessions. But yes, if they'll have us back, we'll be back.
Definitely. So we hope to see you guys next time here for King of OSW at Orlando Speed World.